Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. Shoot program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this piece. You'll never see the light of who the fuck you think you fucking with. I'm police. I run shit here. You just live here. Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on, walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what this is? This Tough Love. I'm Mario J. We're back at it again. I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying your day. You enjoying your day. Somebody has made you smile, inspired you. I need y'all to share this. I had the opportunity yesterday to interview a young man on YouTube by the name of Lebuto, who was introduced to me through my subs on YouTube and was saying, check this man out. He said he's all about empowering men. This is his red pill philosophy. And I said, well, let me go check him out. I checked out the most recent videos. That's normally what I do. I check out the most recent videos or whatever. And in his videos, it was him kind of going back and forth or whatever. And I didn't really get the concept on his philosophy. So I reached out to him and said, hey, let's talk. Let's do a man to man. Let's do a breakdown of what you're all about, what your platform's all about, and let's give a different perspective. And on the way, I want to give you some tough love on the way. So I wanted to play this interview for you. I do believe that whether he says he is or not, he's a part of the Black YouTube beef sector, where it's a bunch of negativity, a bunch of drama, a bunch of chaos. And I really wanted to put a spin on things and really show people a different side and have a different type of conversation and kind of spread that empowering message that he says that he's about. So I think we got an opportunity, despite, what he's going through with other YouTubers, and despite how people have come to know him, I wanted to give him the opportunity to have a different conversation, to have that tough conversation. And it was some highlights of the conversation, and it was some wild, raw factors. So I'm going to get to this interview. Y'all tell me what y'all know in the comments. I'm going to be down here looking, and y'all tell me what y'all think. So we're going to get to this. We're going to get to this right now. So again, I hope y'all share. Feel free to comment, and we're going to get straight into the business. Okay, we're going to get into the business.
Sir.
What's going on with you, man? How you doing?
I'm pretty good, sir.
No doubt. So, I got an opportunity to check out some of your content. One of my subs hit me up and was like, this brother is talking about empowerment for men. And I'm all about empowering people. So I wanted to reach out to you and ask you a little bit about your red pill philosophy.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to find out, first of all, when you talk about empowerment for men, what is the reason why you decided to say, you know what, I want to strictly talk to men. This is the time that I want to talk to men. Like, what brought that on?
Sir, we live in dangerous times.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm a single man. I have no children. I have no steady girlfriend. And the things that I see bother me. I see men being divorced, raped in court. I see men paying out the ass in child support. I see a lot of men who are disenfranchised because they can't get a job and they are qualified, but they give it to a female. I see men kowtowing to single mothers, acquiescing their power and position to women who don't deserve it. Men have been relegated to subservient positions in a post-feminist society, sir. And I feel like, especially with the black man, The black man has forgotten who he was or who he used to be. By nature, sir, the black man is a god. And if we are a god, that means that everything on the planet, everything surrounding the planet, the solar system, the sun, the stars, and everything within the universe belongs to the black man. Now, you may ask yourself, well, what about the white man? What about the Asian man? Well, sir, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about what I believe as the black man. And I believe that the black man has been simped out, pimped out by society. And I don't like that shit. I believe that the black man has rights to be with a multiplicity of women. Even if he's married, he should have women on the side, sir. I believe that the black man should control his destiny. And I believe that the black man shouldn't have to kowtow to anybody. We should create our own institutions. We should create our own wealth. And that's the beauty of my red pill philosophy. And I also tell the truth about black men. For example, and I'm about to hit it home for you. I want you to ask me another question.
Okay.
I'm short. I'm ugly. I look like Marmaduke. But sir, me being ugly and short has allowed me to gain and garner skills that other men don't have. I've always had the gift of gab. I've always been suave. And I make videos about that. That's the beauty of red pill. I'm going to give you an example because I don't want to talk your goddamn head off. Because remember, you wanted to ask me some questions.
Definitely.
My best friend, he had a friend. I never met the guy, but he killed himself in a murder-suicide years ago. Now, he was with one female his entire life. He dated this female. He had a child with this female. And all he knew was that female. The female decided to leave him. They had a child together. He killed her and himself. And sir, I'm telling you this story because what that story tells me is that the black man, by nature, if he does not have options, he goes crazy. And I've seen time and time and story after story of these things happening. The black man should not be relegated to one woman, one company, one anything. The black man needs to explore not only himself, but nature and his environment, etc.
Okay.
Now, I've been drinking, but I'm trying to maintain. But go ahead, though. What's up?
Okay. All right. Good answer. Let me ask you something. When you talk about the black man and the
Do you hear
philosophy,
echo, by the way?
again?
It's no echo, right?
No, you good. You good.
Okay, good. Yes.
When you talk about the black man and surrounding the principles of being a god, let me ask you something. Do you think that black men are leading in today's society? Are they in the forefront saying, you know what, I'm ready to uphold my responsibilities?
Absolutely not. And unfortunately, the black man is stuck in a position of being almost like a child in greater society. We play around. We're goofy acting. Listen to the rap music. Look at our behavior in greater society. We are not leaders. You know, we are not the embodiment of what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was teaching almost 100 years ago. If we behaved in accordance to the teachings of the Nation of Islam and Elijah Muhammad and his messenger, Louis Farrakhan, we will be a superior people. We will control the arts, the sciences, the technological fields, etc. But we are in a position, or we are in a state of a childlike culture, playing around, not being serious about familial or family relationships, not taking control of our families. And it starts with the woman. If the black man taught the woman how to behave, our culture would be totally fucking different, because the black woman would have responsibility to teach the next generation of children. But the black man doesn't do that. Go ahead, sir.
It's interesting that you say that. My thing about it is, if for most points, if the black man is not in the household and the
Absolutely.
women are left to raise these children. We also have an issue of children raising children. But let's just say the men that are not in the household. My philosophy is if you cannot be in the household, you must be connected to the household, if that makes sense. That means
Absolutely.
that you have to find a way to deal with your children. But I think the issue is that what it boils down to is that we have a lot of people in egos. You see what I'm saying? Whatever happens between you and that woman and vice versa, I believe it should never affect your children. But egos play a big part, especially in urban communities, which is the reason why I feel like a lot of fathers are not in the home, but they have not found a successful way to connect to the home. And I think, and that's why I wanted to reach out to you, especially here in that red pill philosophy. Do you feel like you've tightened the niche on this is how you become successful in the urban communities as a black man?
The only way that listen, again, I don't have a family, etc., but I was raised by two beautiful people, my mother and my father, and they're still together to this day. Mm-hmm. Now, is their marriage perfect? No, but they've been married for 40 plus years. Now, do I think that marriage is boring? Yes, but it created stability not only for me but for my siblings. And unless the black man takes control of his family by marrying his woman who has his children, then it will be a continued culture of chaotic behavior through a continued cycle of single motherhood. That's it. It has to be a foundation, a monogamous foundation. I'm sorry, a foundation with a married couple, period, point blank, within the black community to correct the bullshit in our community.
Okay, so I see certain things. One, I think that there's a lack of consistency, and I think there's a lack of humility when it comes to black men. I think that we don't learn certain traits until a lot of error. You know how people say trial and error? We don't learn a lot of traits until a lot of error, because a lot of men don't grow up with that stability in regards to having a male role model. And I wanted to clarify some things when I say role model. I'm not talking about, you know, the football coach, the pastor, you know, one of your mama boyfriends or uncle that's in and out of jail. That's not consistent. You know what I'm saying? That's a moment where you get to share certain things. Hey, this is how you kiss a girl, or, you know, this is how you be a gentleman, but it's not a consistency. You have to have consistency in your life in order to shape who you are. So let me ask you this. Do you feel that there are role models that are present now in the black communities that exist anywhere in the urban communities? Yes.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He is the absolute representative.
Are you Muslim?
I am not, sir.
Okay, but you follow those principles.
I have followed the principles of that beloved, dear, beautiful man since I've been a child. And besides my father, that is the only other man that I love. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, I love Minister Farrakhan. Now, yes, my behavior does not represent what the fuck they teach a lot of times, but I understand and I love those teachings. Okay. And I believe, to answer your question, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the perfect example of what black men in America should be.
What do you think he stands for?
The Honorable Minister Farrakhan stands for righteousness, conservatism. He stands for order. He stands for stability and institution building. And that's what the fuck the black man needs. And that's what we were at one point in history. And other than that, I can't think of any other person that's a leader in this country for black people other than the Minister Farrakhan. That's it. Because he actually was a part of an institution that actually created and built shit in the last 50 years. If anybody in the chat room is not isn't familiar, the Nation of Islam had schools, they had stores, they had grocery shops, they had restaurants. They still do have restaurants to this day. They have a college called the University of Islam. Look it up. No other black institution in this country has created their own shit at a grand scale other than the Nation of Islam. Those people are leaders. Okay. At one point, they had a lot of shit. Now, of course, their assets have been diminished because their membership has been diminished. But in terms of your question, in terms of answering your question about leadership, those are black leaders. I mean, that's an institution that black people should acquiesce to. in terms of leadership.
So you feel like,
sir, Nala, I love you, baby, but I got to answer your question. Malcolm X was a traitor to the Nation of Islam. And in any fucking government, in any institution, in any country, if you are a traitor, you deserve death, period, point fucking blank. Because if you are a traitor, if you are in the military and you are a deserter, the United States government will execute you. Okay, go ahead.
So let me. Here's my thing. This is my issue. I think there are some principles within the Nation of Islam that are absolutely spot on. I don't agree with all of it, but I do agree with some of the principles. My issue is that I believe that anyone that promotes radical behavior,
yes,
and encompasses an entire race, i.e., you know what I'm saying? Of course, we know Muslims don't really deal with white people, you know what I'm saying? They're very outspoken when it comes to the white man or the white devil or whatever it says or whatever. And I have an issue with those type of teachings because I know that there are some good white people out there. I've been actually in the military with those good white people or whatever, been to Iraq with those good white people. So it's difficult for me to encompass all. And I think I see a lot of people when they say all black men and all black women, when everyone's not the same. Shouldn't we give people a fair shake, or are we just as guilty as the KKK or Nazis when we say everybody's to blame or everybody's the problem based on the color of their skin? What you think?
Sir, I am not in a position. Now, this is just me. I am not in a position to worry about the white man or the Asian man or the Arab man. I am black. I am a bronze man. I am only in the position to worry about the socioeconomic and political systems of my own people. The white man, he does a great job at worrying about those things within his own people. Mm-hmm. The white man worries about and protects his own. The Arab does the same thing with his own people. The Asian with his own people. The black man, instead of worrying about everybody else, the black man needs to worry about his own self. Mm-hmm. I don't have time to worry about whites or Arabs or Asians or et cetera, et cetera. I worry about first myself and second my people, meaning the black man.
Okay.
I love my neighbors are white, and we have discussions like this all the time. But again, I don't think about white people. I do business with whites. I do a lot of business with whites. In fact, my co-host for the show is a white boy. But again, I don't sit back and say, well, I wonder how we should treat white people. No, the black man should worry about how he treats his own people, his community, and his woman. That's it, sir.
I'm glad you said that. What I believe I extracted from you was the fact that you believe in some of the principles of Muslims. However, there are some things that you don't agree with, which is one of the things that I said. I see radical behavior when I see a lot of the teachings of Muslims in regards to white people and how to deal with them. But you just said, hey, black people need to stick to the narrative of worrying about what black people need to do in regards to their responsibilities and their duties. So I'm glad that you summed that up. Let me get to the next question, brother.
Absolutely. You asked me 1,000 questions, brother.
First of all, I appreciate you having me on your platform. I know a lot of times it's all about who got what subscribers. So that's where some people kind of, you know what I'm saying, I don't talk to you because you ain't got a lot of subscribers or vice versa. So I'm glad that you're willing to have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? I got about 2 subscribers. So I'm glad that you decided.
I didn't even look at your page. I don't even know how many subscribers you have. I didn't even do my research on you.
I got a little bit more than 2. But the fact of the matter is I love it when people can sit down because I really want to, I think, based on the content that I seen from the people that hit me, it was like, yo, this dude is talking about empowerment. And I said, hey, let me check him out. So I got an actual chance to catch a couple of your videos. Right. And I was like, okay, based on his philosophy and based on what he says his platform is about, how does the narrative of what you're doing equate to what you say the platform is about? Like, what is it something I'm missing, or do you feel like I'm getting to it? You know, just give me a second. I'm getting to what it is that I actually want to do. Or do you feel like you're hitting it, like you're doing what it is that you want to do on your platform?
Sir, again, I'm all over the place. I talk about red pill content. I talk about masculinity. I talk about femininity. I talk about science. I talk about technology. I talk about stocks. I'm all over the place. I'm almost like a universal, a renaissance man to a degree. Mm-hmm. Anything you want to talk about, I'll talk about it. If it's the arts, if it's music, it doesn't matter to me. So yeah, my platform is red pill, but it's also science, technology, anything you want to talk about. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, okay. Got it. I'm just trying to clarify some things for my subs, and also hopefully, I don't know how deep your conversations go, but hopefully give everybody another look at who you are and what your platform's about. So let me ask you about this. We talked about the music, or we harped on it. What do you feel about these gangster rappers that are dying, living out what they rap about? How do you feel, and what do you feel that does for the urban community?
I think that rap, and I've said this since I've been a kid, I think that rap is a tool to destroy the Black community. I think that we are the only people on the planet, now I could be wrong, I think that we are the only people that have a unique music base that literally talks about destroying ourselves from the internal. So we're the only people I know of that call our own women bitches, whores, sluts. We're the only people in music that talk about murdering each other and robbing each other and stealing from each other, etc. I can't think of any other race of people that have their own unique music base that talk about these things. Rap to me has always been destructive. That's why I never have really liked rap. Now, people are shocked when I tell them I love classical music, old school jazz. Today I was bumping Steely Dan. I think rap music, if it's not sending out a message of positivity and community uplift for the Black community, it's destructive. Anytime a lyric says kill another Black man or destroy another Black man or rape because essentially even in rap music it tells you to rape Black women, like, oh yeah, you need to put a bitch in there. I'm like, what are you talking about? Our music is destructive.
Because I want to make sure we send in the right message. You're advocating that you heard music say rape a Black woman?
No, it's not about whether it says rape a Black woman. It's telling Black men to basically, I'm about to go to the club, I'm about to fuck as many bitches as I want to, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And it is essentially, okay, well, how are you gonna, okay, sir, well, how will you fuck as many bitches as you want? And so it's basically telling you that to live a hedonistic lifestyle.
Okay.
And the thing is, it's destroying the Black community. And that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
I like some of the points that you're making. I do believe that when you talk about other music, there are other genres of music that also talk about, having lots of sex, doing drugs, heavy metal. Even in some country music, you have people saying, we're going to go out, shit, we're going to get it on, one night stand. So I guess it all depends on what you actually listen to.
Absolutely.
But I do believe that a big part of our music is definitely explicit. You know what I'm saying? Both sexually and also violent related. And I believe that that's a big part of the urban community, not your parts of the urban community. And what I really want to get down to is, how do you feel about these men that are dying? We had King Von, Motree, Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke. How do you feel about these men dying based on what they were rapping about? Like, that's a message to the Black community. It should promote change, or do you feel like nothing's going to ever change that?
It's pure ignorance. I was a fan of Nipsey Hussle. I don't know these other guys who've died. Again, I think that the senseless deaths of these Black men due to their lifestyle or due to music is stupidity. It's utter stupidity at its finest. And I feel like, you asked me, do I think it's going to stop? I think it will eventually stop. Whether it's 10 years or 100 years from now, I think eventually the Black man will come into enlightenment. He will come into the idea that I'm a spiritual being, and what I put out will come back eventually. So I need to put out positivity. They live these reckless lifestyles for money, and that's what has come back to them in exchange of death. They rapped about death. I'm assuming all of these rappers who've died have literally rapped about death before. And so look what's coming back to you. If that answers your question. Yeah,
it does. What message do you think their deaths send to the urban community?
Again, it's just
I'm gonna answer it.
It's just a representation of what is already going on in the urban community. Stupidity, death, ignorance. So every time one of these rappers die, or every time a rapper dies, it's just a representation of what is already going on in the Black community, which is ignorance, which is senseless deaths. And we see it all the time in Black urban communities because we don't have a sense of self. We don't have a higher sense of being. We don't have a what's the word I'm looking for? A holistic approach to our communities, mind, body, and soul, or mind, body, and spirit. So of course, if you're rapping about a hedonistic lifestyle or drugs or alcohol, of course it's going to come back to you and destroy you. If you're rapping about just sleeping around with a whole bunch of women and frolicking around, of course it's going to come back. If you're rapping about murdering, of course it's going to come back to you, because we are energy beings and everything comes back eventually.
You know what? That was good. That was a good response. Good answer, man. I know you said you tipsy. I don't know if that's the alcohol that's leading you right now, or you really holding on firm over there.
I'm very passionate. I'm passionate when I'm sober and passionate when I'm tipsy.
Awesome. So here's my thing, man. This is how I feel about it. I know a lot of talk. It's a lot of talk about what matters more, whether it's blue lives, black lives, or all lives. Me personally, I like to promote human lives because I know all types of people. So I just hate that the narrative that's being put on all of these things. So to me, it's for human lives. But for these black rappers that are dying,
yes,
I feel that there's a lot of things going on. But what I don't like is the fact that Black Lives Matter. When these gangster rappers die, you never hear from them. The Tamika Mallory's, the My Sons, like these celebrities are like to jump in front of the crowd or jump in front of the local activists and come down from wherever they fucking coming from, being a celebrity, and come down to the local community and say, here I am, just like they did for George Floyd, Sandra Bland, Kanika Jenkins. So my issue is that Black Lives Matter to me is so reactive instead of proactive. And then once someone dies, because this would be a perfect opportunity to have those black activists standing where those rappers died at and saying, we need to stop the violence. But they're silent. But the minute a white person do something, now it's like, we about to rally the troops. I think it should be even across the board. I think we should say, stop the fuck shit, stop the violence, and let's do something to work together. And I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about what I just said in regards to your red pill philosophy and actually having black people saying, in order for us to be equal, we have to be fair. And if a black man it's not a black man versus a white man, it's a human killing another human. Let's stop the fuck shit. How do you feel about that, man?
Well, again, I'm gonna get kind of like off the subject, but I'm kind of on the subject.
Okay.
The problem with the whole Black Lives Movement or Blue Lives Movement is this. Yes, you are right. Black people give a lot of credit towards these philosophies. Well, this socioeconomic and this socio movement when a white person kills a black person. But I've been saying this shit for years. The problem with the black community is that the black man fails to secure his own community. The black man needs to be goddamn police officers or the security forces within his own community. And any institution where women are at the head is bound for failure. It's bound for failure. So
why do you say that?
Oh, because women aren't leaders. Women are not supposed to lead.
Women are not leaders?
Women are not supposed to lead. And I said that the Black Lives Matter movement is nothing to me because women are at the forefront. Women are not supposed to be at the forefront of shit other than their household and their children. That's the only fucking thing that a woman should lead is her children and her household. Nothing else, because it's not a part of nature. So now we have something that is unnatural. So now with the Black Lives Matter movement, an unnatural movement. Yes, you are right. When black people die, black people should be concerned about marching and protesting for blacks in their community that have been killed by other blacks. But because we are following unnatural shit, like the Black Lives Matter movement, the narrative is, okay, we're going to support this motherfucking drunk, alcoholic criminal who got killed by some white person because some fucking woman is the president of Black Lives Matter movement and she has the attention of the media. That's the problem with the Black Lives Matter movement, at least in my opinion. Does that make any sense to you?
It does. It does. I want you to finish your response, and I'm gonna reply. So
again, you are right to a degree. I mean, why are we following, or why is the narrative that when a white person kills, or a white police officer kills a black person, we place so much emphasis on it? Well, again, it goes to the whole thing that black people place value on white lives before their own lives. So therefore, when a white person does something, it's like, oh shit, a white person killed a black person. That means something. But no, again, if it goes back to the whole idea that I said earlier that the black man is God, then if a black man is killing another black man, you should be like, damn, I can't believe that shit happened, because that should be more horrifying than a white person doing it, or an Asian or an Arab doing it to a black person. Because you should look at your fellow black person. It's like, yeah, that's a fellow God right there. Why is he harming the community? That's my problem with the Black Lives Matter movement. They put too much fucking emphasis on white police officers instead of putting emphasis on fellow black people.
Okay. I definitely hear your response, man. And my response to that would be this. So we do know that the leaders of the Black Lives Matter movement, I believe, are lesbians. And they definitely rep the LGBT community as well. So
yeah,
here recently, they've pulled in Black transgender being activists for those people as well in reference to that community. So it's very interesting. You know what's so crazy is that, I hear you say, women shouldn't be leaders, or they should be leading in a home front or whatever. I can't say I agree with that. Here's why. Especially being, a veteran or whatever, I've seen women literally lead patrols in Iraq, Afghanistan, out of Kuwait, and I've seen them not only be successful. Success is not just completing a mission. Success is actually completing a mission, and no one died, no casualties, bringing everybody back home. So to know women that have done that, to me, I know for a fact, I would trust them to run a business. I would trust them with my children. I would trust them with my life. So I hope that, you encompass or encounter one of these women, based on what you do in life. So we can change the narrative up on that. Another thing is that I believe that men like you and I, people that's watching in reference to subs and just regular citizens or whatever, I believe it's time that we call for a revamp of Black Lives Matter, or we actually start a movement that's going to promote black people to actually think. We're not just going to advocate when a white man kills a black man. We're going to advocate black on black crime. And I know a lot of people hate to use that narrative because white people started it. But the fact of the matter is, I don't know if you want to say niggas killing niggas. I don't know what you want to say, but there are black people being harmed by other black people. And for us to ignore it and not talk about it, I think it's a shame and it's a discredit to the next generation.
Agreed.
No doubt. Let me answer this up, man. Let me answer these questions up for you.
I want to address what you said about women on patrol. So what branch did you serve in?
I was warrant officer in the U.S. Army.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're also you were enlisted. Okay. So
no. I wasn't enlisted. You have O grades, which are captains, major, generals. You have enlistants, which are sergeant majors and sergeants, and then you have specialty officers. I was a specialty.
Okay. Yeah. So here goes my thing about what you said about women, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand that women are in the armed services, etc. But why aren't women allowed to engage? Okay, so for example, like let's say for example, a war just happens to break out right now.
Uh-huh.
Why aren't women called upon for first engagement?
Well, when you say first engagement, okay,
meaning why are they?
When you say war, are we talking about overseas, or we talking about
to actually break out? With the Marines say, you know what, we need women in infantry right now to go invade right now.
Well,
why don't they dispatch women to do that?
Well, I mean, just like any organization, you know what I'm saying? Of course, women are built different. You know what I'm saying? You carrying a certain type of weight. You're going to deal with a certain level of combat. To have a man, to have you, Mr. Lebuto, to have you fight two men, there's a possibility you may win. However, the average female can't beat up one dude versus two guys. So you got to think about hand-to-hand combat. You have to think about what they have to do, whether they have to ruck in, that means ruck march in, jump from a plane. So it's a whole lot of other things that go on versus just saying, okay, she a woman, send her. You know, you have to think about what may happen or whatever the case be. Women are strategic, and women, yes, they can fight, they can think, but it's just like this. Would you send your daughter, you know what I'm saying, out to kill a spider, or would you send your son? There's just certain things that we do and certain things that we don't do. And Uncle Sam, which is the one that dictates who joins what MOS, okay, right now it has not been passed for women to join the infantry. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't control that.
Well, you know, again, man, like, and you know, this, and you sound very intelligent. And what I'm saying is, I think the problem with the Black community is that we give too much power to women, and I think that's another fault within the Black community. I think that women have their place within any society or culture, but I think that within the Black race, we've put too much power, or we've acquiesced too much power into. First of all, we call Africa Mother Africa. No, it's not Mother Africa. We should stop that dumb shit. The thing of the matter is that men need to say, no, men control shit. And the fact of the matter is that the burden of responsibility it never falls on women. So what I'm saying is that we need to take command of everything that we do in terms of as men. And I feel like that's what the red pill is all about. And that's what I try to spew. So I just wanted to address what you were saying about the whole women thing, but you know, we can move forward if you want to.
You know, it's interesting that at some point in time, there was a transition in regards to men saying, you know what, we are men. We are protectors. We are providers. We are role models. And at some point in time, for some men in some communities, it shifted. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it shifted because it was mass incarceration. It was systematic racism. It was a lot of crime. It was a lot of violence. And maybe it shifted because of egos. But the fact of the matter is, women have taken the forefront on a lot of shit. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you have a woman who is now taking care of the kids, the man, for some reason, doesn't want to have anything to do with the children, and she's left to now thin as the sole provider. I'm going to say again, the sole provider without child support, without the man being in the household. It is hard to meet a woman like that as a single man and meet this woman and say, oh, now you fall back. I'm the man. It's hard to, once a queen does king shit, it's hard to say you just fall back and be a queen. No, I've read all this shit.
Hey, Mario, give me 1 second. I have to use the bathroom. Mike 777 is in the back end. Mike 777, do you want to talk to him real quick? I use the bathroom real quick. I'm sorry.
Do your thing.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, thanks for camming up. Thanks for joining the show.
Man, I appreciate it, man.
Just real quick, just my opinion. I beg to differ, because a queen that's working doesn't always want to, in my opinion, doesn't want to keep working and running the household. She's waiting on her king, if you will. In my opinion. Now, to say that she's not ready to let go of the reins, I mean, I disagree. I think a woman really needs to be, I'm not saying you're not saying that too. I'm just saying that she's waiting for a real man to come along and take care of her, whether she has children or whatever the story is. So, I mean, that's just my view on it, is she's waiting for a real man to come along, because we're only 1 out of 10 out here, in my opinion.
I agree with what you said. If you rewind this or you listen back to the recap, what I'm saying is that a woman that has taken more responsibility, it's difficult to meet a man and then say, okay, now this responsibility is yours, because there's a trust factor. There's a I've been broken and damaged factor. There's a get over these barriers in regards to where my heart is factor. There's children involved factor. There's if I trust you, how long before you fuck up factor. So there's a lot of things. I'm saying that, yes, women do want to kick back and be women and chill with their feet up, get their nails done and all that great stuff. I'm saying that a smart woman who's been through something, they're not just going to say, okay, I had these responsibilities and duties, but I'm going to give it to you freely. You're going to have to earn it. So you're going to have to make sure that you're credible, you're consistent, and that the shit that you bring into the table is what she needs. Because a lot of people bring shit to the table and it's not what she needs. Some people think, I'm just bringing good dick, I'm in there. And that's not what she needs. She might want good dick, but she wants somebody that's going to be consistent. She wants someone that's going to stand in front of her children and say, listen, this is what these are the do's and don't do's in regards to society and being a productive citizen.
Yeah, I agree for sure. Like I said, I think it's 1 out of 10 men out there are willing to step into that role, and that is the problem, because most men are not qualified to take care of a woman in that situation. You have to really step up to the bat, be consistent, like you said, and most men they lack consistency, in my opinion. They're gonna go 3 days out of the week being good. They're gonna fuck up and be naturally who they are at the end of the day. A lot of men and women wear masks.
Yeah.
So, shout out to COVID. That's no pun intended. But so we're wearing masks all day long, and then by the time you get to meet somebody real, you have to eventually take your mask off. You can't keep being that fake image you created. I'm not saying about red pill and all that shit. That's a whole nother subject. But you can't always be that strong, I'm going to take care of all the bills type person. You have to eventually let your guard down, and most men and women have a hard time doing that. Is that what you're saying too?
Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, phenomenal statements, brother. Phenomenal statements. Listen, let me say this to you all or whatever. And I don't want Lebuto to get off the damn mic. Are you back, Lebuto?
I'm here, man. I'm just waiting for. I'm about to put Mike in. Hey, Mike, I'm gonna put you back here real quick. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
I definitely want your input on this. So my piece is this. I feel like when you said people putting on masks, that is so phenomenal. That's a phenomenal statement, and you should run with that shit. The fact of the matter is, a lot of times when you meet somebody, you're meeting the person. You're meeting the perfect person. You're meeting the perfect person. You're meeting the person that has been standing in the mirror saying, I'm a bad bitch. Like, I'm a king. I'm a boss. I'm a whatever title suits your fancy that week. Whatever's catchy, whatever you've seen on reality TV show, you're meeting the perfect specimen. It is not until you've been through something. It is not until a tragedy or a life-jerking experience happened to where you really meet the real person. I.e., let's say when you met her, she had bundles down to her ass. She got home, took off her hair, and she was bald-headed. So you met the perfect her. You met her, the idea of who she wants to be. Hey, it's a lot of dudes right now with hair weaves in and all types of fuck shit. So you meet the perfect person when you go out to these clubs. You're on social media. You meet the perfect person. So the question is, how long does it take to meet the real you? I want y'all to answer that.
So are you saying, okay, I'm trying to figure out, like, so what exactly are you saying? Like, what do you mean?
Mike had mentioned something about, a lot of people wear masks. This facade. And what my question to you guys are, and to the people in the chat room, shout out to y'all in the chat room.
Okay.
My question is, how long do you think it takes to meet the real person?
Well, I mean, again, like, so I don't know how long you've been listening to me, or, you said you heard about, my show, but I don't worry about meeting the real woman, because my thing is, whether you are a drug addict, a prostitute, a porn star, according to the Nation of Islam, it's a duty of a man to raise up a woman. Now, me personally, I would prefer a virgin 18-year-old. But now, would that ever happen? Probably not.
What?
I mean, no, hear me out.
How old are you? Can I ask how old you are?
I'm 35.
You want a virgin 18-year-old right now?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I deserve that, and you deserve that as well too. And most men.
I don't want no fucking 18-year-old.
No, but just hear me out for a minute. So when you ask about meeting the real person,
go ahead.
I don't have a concept of that, because it's the duty of a man to create the woman that he wants. So, for example, me personally, and if you listen to my shows or even my pre-recorded shows that I edit, I want a young female, preferably 18, 19, or 20. And if she's ratchet and if she dresses a certain way, it's you as the man that says, okay, I'm about to buy you this dress. In my opinion, I'm going to buy you this dress. This dress goes down to your fucking ankles. You're going to go out with me today, and you're going to act this fucking way. That's my mindset. So whether she's wearing a mask or not, it's up for you to take off whatever mask she has and create the image of a woman that you want. And that's the beauty of being a man to me. It's not about her wearing a mask. And that's what I say about older women. Like, a lot of times, like, I've dated older women, and you can't really change them. That's why I don't like dating them. But it's your duty as a black man to mold a woman into what you want the woman to be. At least in my opinion. I could be wrong though. I mean, what say you?
Is Mike left? I was gonna let Mike jump
in.
He's still here?
Yeah, he's still here. Go ahead, Mike.
And Mike, can you give some feedback to that? Because I want to see what someone else's feedback is before I give mine. Because I don't want to shake Lebuto right now.
Oh no, I'll shake his tree.
Okay,
Lebuto, I gotta shake your tree if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
So now I understand you're saying like you want a woman to wear the dress, cover the legs, do what the fuck I tell you. You want an 18-year-old virgin and shit like that. That's not the real world that we live in, though. You're gonna end up with a 35 woman. You're gonna end up with a 35-year-old woman your age, and you're gonna have to work your damn hardest to not change who she is, but to make you more comfortable. It's not you're like she can't change you. You're the most stubborn person I've ever met, personally, right?
Possibly
So
so.
she's not gonna be able to change your ass. So you can only do your damn best to make her more comfortable as far as like your living arrangements or your day-to-day interactions with her. You're never going to change a woman no matter she's 18. I mean, everything's already set in stone. Her life is already set since the day she's born. So God has a plan for her. You know what I'm saying? Already.
Yeah, but Mike, I disagree with you, man, because like again, man, like again, I told you guys, and you guys have seen me. I'm ugly. But one thing I do demand one thing I do demand is how a woman should look. And my thing is that I disagree. I've told women what to wear, how to look, how your hair should look. That's it. Because again, men are the leaders. I don't listen to fucking women. I don't have to. And you're gonna do what the fuck I say, or we're not kicking it. Like that's just my mindset.
You okay. So let me
well,
jump
hang
in.
real quick, Mario.
Right.
Lebuto, you listen to your mom though, right?
I do not listen to my mom. No, I
keep
don't.
it real. Keep it real.
I'm
now
being
you're
honest
lying.
with you. I'm no, sir. You asked me a question. I'm telling you, no, I do
Okay.
not. My mom, no, I listened to my mom when I was 10 years old. As a grown ass man, I do not listen to her. She cannot lead me. There's nothing she can say that can lead me to follow her lead. I can't do it. Now, my father is different, yes, but not my mom. She's a woman. It's impossible.
Okay. Go ahead, Mario. Sorry.
No, you good, bro. You good. So first of all, I don't believe that. I believe men should be men, period. I believe that if men have issues, then men should be able to talk it out and deal with that shit and not be going through third parties.
Right.
To get back to what Lebuto said in regards to women, I don't, it is one thing to help facilitate a situation versus having to build the situation. That is very tiresome. It's very tedious. To meet a woman and say, this is how you should wear your hair. This is what you should be saying and how you should be dressing.
Yes.
I think that is going to create some toxic shit down the road, bro.
Yeah.
And that's going to tire you out, because I believe that any man that has to tell a woman what to do on a daily basis, you'll never be happy. You'll always be looking for the next best thing instead of just saying, you know what, let this woman be great. Once you find a great woman, a woman that knows how to dress, in regards to saying she dresses tasteful and she knows how to be sexy without being naked. I don't have to tell her how to wear her hair, because she realizes that we're going to a 5-star restaurant versus a goddamn club. So I believe that maybe you aim a little bit higher in regards to the type of woman that you're dating versus the 18-year-old that you have to mold as a father figure and not as a confidant or a partner. What you think, bro?
Well, again, I see where you're coming from, and I respect what you're saying. Again, but my point of view is this, and this is just my opinion. I'm not in the business to date a 34-year-old, a 30-year-old, and share the burden of her problems, her history, etc. I don't want that shit. Women don't know how to handle their emotions the way that a man does. So I don't want the burden of her emotions, the burden of her past, the burden of her sexual past on me. I prefer, and mind you, I'm not talking to anybody right now, but what I'm saying is this. I want a young woman. I want a young hot chick, and I don't want her to talk too much. I don't want her to back talk me. I just, that's just me. It's just, I don't want to be with somebody that's 34, 35. And that's what a lot of men have to realize. The thing is that, here goes the thing, right? If everything okay, so if what you're saying is correct, why are there so many divorce rates? Why is the divorce rate so high?
based on that situation, brother. We
There are not men, sir. There are no men marrying 18-year-olds and getting divorced, sir. The divorce rates are high amongst older people.
Unless okay, so here's my thing. I've seen all types of people divorced for all types of reasons. So it's so many to name. So we're gonna keep this realistic. So realistically, I believe based on what you said, I believe that you want someone honestly that you can control, brother.
Right.
Well, if you can control, and if that's the case, that's fine. But when you talk about a young age, we know that women supposed to mature faster than men. My thing about it is for you to say, yes, I have all of this knowledge over an 18-year-old, and that's the type of woman that I want. To me, it comes across as you want to control her. So you have a
mold. I would say mold. I would say mold.
No, sir.
We mold. If you on varsity, you play varsity ball, you mold a JV person. You want somebody that you're having sex with, possibly having children with, to tell them what to do. And it's almost like a puppy or a pet.
No,
I could be wrong.
Yeah, and in your case with me, yes, you are wrong. I don't want to control anybody.
Okay.
Again, when you cammed up, I told you already that as a black man, I believe it's my divine right to be with as many women as possible, as beautiful as possible, etc. I don't want to mold anybody. What I'm saying is that as a man and as black men, we tend to settle for less. And if you look at the black community, here goes the thing. Why isn't it fucking ironic when black men date white women? It's always the fat, ugly, bottom feeder white women. But when a white boy gets a black bitch, that black girl looks like fucking Naomi Campbell, because white men don't settle for less. Other groups of people don't settle for less. The black man settles for less, sir. And what I'm saying is, it's not about me molding anybody. 18, 19-year-old women look better than a 34-year-old woman. And my thing is this. I'm not going to tolerate a 33-year-old out of shape, nappy-headed black chick who has a fucking master's degree nagging me to death. No, I'm not. I'm just not going to do it. And who's fucked 50 dudes in her lifetime. Absolutely not.
Let me ask you something. We're going to turn this up a little bit, Lebuto. Does your body count when you're dating?
No, sir. No, sir. A man's body count doesn't count because nothing penetrates a man. So because of that, there's no DNA in us. There's no nothing can penetrate us. So I can have sex with 1,000. I can have sex with 1,000 women. I'm pretty sure you on a panel and Mike have had sex with a lot of women. I don't think about the women that I've had sex in my past, like, oh, I wonder what they're doing. No, women do. And so women think about their past, and women are shamed for their past and all that shit. Men aren't. So I can fuck 10,000 women. It doesn't matter.
Let me ask you real quick.
I have a divine right to be with one beautiful unicorn.
Kev, let me ask you real quick.
Yes, sir.
So, all right, now I'm going to put it in a simple man's terms here for my own simple fucking mind. You're saying, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Now, listen, Kevin, you're saying that you want, I think I understand what you're saying. You want an 18-year-old.
So do you.
Can whip. Listen, hang on.
Go ahead.
Well,
you do too.
I'll say, let me say something real quick. I told my old lady today. She said something. You know how I am, Kevin. You know the story. Mario, you might have not heard the other day. I had to yell at her. She was talking to me while I was asleep. That's another story.
You're right.
Mario, I don't go for no bullshit in my home. Okay. So I told her today, I said, listen, I might have called her a bitch because I was really furious. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not the right way to talk to, especially my child's mother of all women. But I said, listen, bitch, I'm not going to go back and forth arguing with you. You're going to listen to what the fuck I'm telling you, and that's the end of the story right there. So me personally, I don't want to argue constantly with the woman, but so I understand what you're saying as far as like, you want an 18-year-old that you're going to be like, listen, bitch, I'm going to the store, fucking mind your business. I'll be back when I'm home. And that's like a traditional man and wife type of situation you want, is what you're saying.
Right.
Like you don't want to answer to a woman, basically, is more or less what you're saying, right?
Sir, I don't want to answer to anybody. And that's what I'm
But especially your woman though, right?
No, and a man should never have to answer to his woman. And that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I hate arguing with the woman.
Let me ask you, with your mentality right
now, ask great.
Where does this exist at?
You ask great fucking questions, by the way. Go ahead, sir.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
where does this mentality that, like, I think we all three of us, we have different mentalities, right?
Yes, sir.
We all believe in being a man's man, manly, right?
Mhm.
Alpha males.
Yeah.
But my question is, where does the mentality that you represent exist at?
It exists with Kevin and Sales. It doesn't
In
have
the
to
Muslim
exist.
culture. In the
No,
Muslim culture, I
no,
think.
hold on for a second. Now he asked me a question. That mentality exists with Kevin and Sales. I don't give a goddamn who thinks like this. This is what I think like, sir. Again, I'm an ugly dude. I'm short.
Don't you cam up, man? Stop playing games.
Hold on for a second. I'm doing something
Playing
right now.
games with me, Lebuto.
I can't count because I'm doing like two things at once, so it wouldn't look right. So what I'm saying is this: I do not want to settle for less. I would rather wait until I'm 50, until I become a millionaire, to be with a 5'11" supermodel, than to be with some short, stubby girl from Cleveland, like most Cleveland girls look, and be miserable, and with a bitch who's back talking me and this and that. I don't want that shit. I would rather not have sex for 5 years, 10 years, 20
Are you saying
years.
the supermodel is not black? You're saying that she won't be black?
Oh, they're black supermodels, sir. Oh,
No. I know there's black supermodels. I'm saying
He's saying, who do you want?
Mentioned your ideal girl or wife or however you put it. Is she black? Do you see your ideal girl being black that you're selling?
Oh, definitely. My ideal girl, my ideal female is a fucking Sudanese chick. Absolutely. A Sudanese model. Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody just asked me, why do I want to see your face? To me personally, I feel like it would be better than talking to a blank screen with an avatar. But I don't know how y'all do y'all conversations where y'all from.
Oh, we do it back and forth. We do it back. Sometimes I show my face.
Okay. I just was answering somebody inside the chat room. No disrespect, but I know this ain't my platform.
I'm actually a figment, Mario. I'm actually a figment of your imagination, and I'm not even here. Okay. So yeah. So technically, I've never cammed up, for the record. But go ahead. I am a ghost.
So what's up, Mario? You got any more questions?
Yeah, I got one more question, man.
You guys be 1,000 questions. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. You're good, Mario. You're a member. You're a panel member now.
So let's turn this up a little bit. Let me ask you something in regards to, like, I got a chance to catch a few of your shows or whatever case may be, because I wanted to find out who I was talking to, who my son wanted me to talk to. So based on, like, I think, matter of fact, you were saying some things before you came on in reference to squashing some beef or whatever. So I know that this allegedly the beef sector of YouTube. So how do you feel? What do you feel like is the most impactful thing about the beef sector? Like what drives it? What makes it so prominent to people?
Well, remember, women, particularly, especially women who are not refined, they thrive off of drama. They thrive off of beef. They thrive off of chaos.
Right.
So that's why this sector, it is what it is. But see, when somebody like me comes along and says, listen, we should build together, we should do this, it's almost like something in their brain can't interpret that order. So
they don't want to hear it.
He's scamming, he's doing this, he's doing that. And all I'm saying is, Clyde, maybe if you want respect, or Shay, maybe if you want respect, you need to act like a righteous fucking woman. So that's the thing about the beef sector. It's like you have a lot of women who are incapable of logical and critical thinking, and who thrive off of disorder. Thus, that's how you get situations in the black community the way that it is. Chaos.
Yep.
No doubt. Okay.
The beef sector is a cyber version of the inner cities.
It's a cyber.
I don't personally consider.
Version. Yeah.
I don't personally consider the Kevin and Sales channel. We're not in that sector, in my opinion. I feel like it's a smooth transitioning, slowly into just a bigger stage. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion.
I like that you said that, Mike. What? I don't consider myself to be a part of the beef YouTube sector or black YouTube. But my thing about it is, I have to send, and this is for everybody that listens to this, will hear this. I really appreciate the people that's in this sector. And the reason, or in that sector, the reason why I say is because there are some creative motherfuckers in that sector. And just imagine if they took that energy, because I see, like, for my subs be sending me all types of shit. And for the people that I know in those sectors, imagine if they talked about shit like police brutality, systematic racism, goddamn, how to goddamn pull fathers back into the home, how to deal with positive communication instead of yelling, set new trends for black people, or how to communicate.
Mario,
Imagine that connection in the black sector saying for 30 days we're going to talk about some positive shit. Imagine that shit. That should have been
Right.
Mario, what you have to understand too, and I'm about to get really deep, and I hope I don't offend anybody by saying this.
Let's go, brother.
Oh, you're gonna offend somebody. Go ahead.
The masses of Black Americans, unfortunately, are incapable of critical thinking. Now, hear me out for a minute. A lot of it has to do with genetics. A lot of it has to do with breeding. A lot of it has to do with just a lot of Black people breed fucked up. So you have a lot of people who, I hate to say this, and it's going to sound really fucked up, but you have a lot of Black people who should not be on the planet in the first place. I'm not talking about anybody in my channel, wherever the fuck. I want you to really critically think about this. Now, I'm about to get really fucking deep with this. I believe the reason why the white race right now currently is the superior race is because of the bubonic plague. Now, hear me out for a minute. I'm about to get back to right field. I'm in left field now.
Okay.
The bubonic plague. Are you familiar with that, Mario?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm listening.
The bubonic plague wiped out, I think it was 75% of Europeans. And so you got to think about how many stupid fucking white people there were on the planet 500 years ago before the bubonic plague.
Wow.
So the bubonic plague wiped out millions of fucking dumbass whites. And then when you sit back and think about it, even the dumbest white hillbilly knows something. Like, he knows a trade or two. Your average Black, I hate to say this, man, like the way that the average Black, listen, Mario, I live in Cleveland, right? You could walk down the fucking street in downtown Cleveland and walk past two Black men talking in their 50s, and it sounds like this. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying, nigga? You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? And it's really because there's a genetic flaw in most Black people. So when you ask the question, why can't Black people have these intelligent conversations talking about police brutality, it's because large numbers of Black people are just stupid. And it's the truth. And nobody talks about these things. Sir, one of the reasons why I never fuck with a lot of Black Cleveland bitches is because Cleveland suffers from, I hate to say this, incest. And you may be asking, what the fuck is he talking about? Hold on, no, Mike, hold on for 1 second.
Go ahead.
Hold on for a second. Mario, have you ever been to Cleveland, sir?
You're bugging. Go ahead.
I've been through Cleveland, yes.
Okay. Think about this for a minute. 80 years ago, large numbers of African Americans came from the South, and they came up for the factory, right? In Cleveland. That's the Great Migration.
Yeah.
Sir, no new Black people are migrating to this city. So essentially, you have people who came from the South who are really fucking each other for the past 80 years. You have no genetic diversity. So therefore, you have a city, and I hate to say this, most people in Cleveland suffer from mental illnesses, and it's because of bad genes. So when you say, well, why can't most Black people have these conversations online? It's because, well, shit, most Black people are really stupid for real. They have bad genes. It's a genetic thing. Go ahead.
I think that's
destroy
him, Mario. Mario, destroy his ass.
But see, Mario knows what I'm talking about because we're Black. That's what I'm saying. He knows what the fuck. Mario, by the way.
I think here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I've had the opportunity, 20 years being in the military, retired. You know what I'm saying? I've had the opportunity to be around a lot of people from all walks of life. And I would be remiss if I said that because you're from this location and you had this dialect or you had this jargon or you carried yourself like this, that you're dumb. My thing about it is if you're not accustomed to that dialogue, it doesn't make it, it's just foreign to you. That doesn't mean it's not credible. That doesn't mean it's not relevant. It's just foreign to you. You may say, you know what, I speak in complete sentences all the time. And other people speak in choppy, faddish, trendy type, you know what I'm saying, jargon. That's like me talking to someone, case in point, my family from New York. My brother speaks totally different. It's a son, it's different, but he's highly intelligent. But the fact of the matter is, we just got different dialect. You know what I'm saying?
Sir, I totally disagree. And I'm going to tell you why I disagree. I'm going to tell you why I disagree. Why is it that the Germans are smarter than the Italians right now? Mike, you can answer that question.
Hey, knock it off, Kev. Knock that shit off.
Mike, seriously, why are the Germans more intelligent than the Italians?
All right.
As a whole, why? What happened?
So listen. So here, let me say something real quick. You're forgetting one thing when you talk about genetics, and you're saying now, yeah, like you said, I'm Italian / Sicilian, whatever, and I'm also from New York, so I do say son a lot. I don't know what's wrong with me. Probably retarded. So listen, what I'm saying is this: you're forgetting one major thing that affects all women, children, whether what race, color, whatever they are. You're forgetting that in Cleveland, especially, now you being a former teacher or whatever, you know that the teachers are the worst teachers in the United States in Cleveland, right?
Of course, Cleveland's been ranked the worst school system for the past 30
wouldn't
years.
you say that how the fuck do you expect somebody to grow up to be a decent individual when they have the lowest level of education in the
and they
fucking
can't.
world?
And they can't, and it's unfortunate, and they can't. And for the life of me, that's why I don't understand why women in Cleveland especially have 4 and 5 fucking kids. Like I can't understand for the life of me, why would
But
somebody
that's what
want to
you're
do that?
forgetting. It's not just genetics though, Kev. It's
Oh,
schooling.
it's schooling. I'm sorry, I
Right.
agree with you. It's genetics. It's a lot of things. But
Right.
I'm answering Mario's question. He said, "Well, why aren't black people talking about a lot of these things?" I'm trying to say that the masses, large numbers of black people are incapable of it because large numbers of black people are not intellectuals, and it's the truth.
It's Kevin, real
Mike,
quick.
you're
It's
not
a multitude.
Mike, you're not black, so
I'm
I
not
understand.
talking for the whole black community though. What I'm just saying is my opinion as far as if you're not raised in a predominantly like good like speaking household, if your dad didn't learn, if your mom didn't learn, how the fuck are you supposed to be able to hold down a conversation? That's what I'm saying. So a lot of it is the household too.
Again, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I am just answering a question. Why aren't black people talking about these things? Because black people as a whole focus on entertainment, focus on sports, focus on nonsense and drama. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Whites, whites and Asians, typically the Japanese and Chinese, they focus on the intellectual shit. That's why their cultures are the way that they are. And it's the truth. And you look at their societies and look at African societies. Look at their societies and look at what the fuck they've done. Here goes my thing, Mario.
Yeah.
Why haven't it's 50 something plus black African countries right now? Not one fucking African country has made their own automobile. Not one African country has made their own airplane. Not one African country has made their own gun. The gun was invented 1,000 fucking years ago. It's an intellectual thing. It's not a thing of college. Go ahead.
I've met a lot of people from Africa. I've served in the military with a lot of people from Africa. First of all, there are some undeveloped cultures in Africa, but
every one of them is undeveloped.
Huh?
Every single African country is underdeveloped, even South Africa to a degree.
But there are some rich parts of Africa as well.
Oh, very, very much.
So I think we have to keep in mind. But I want to back up a little bit, bro, because you made a bold statement when you talked about genetics and you talked about black people being dumb or whatever. What I was saying about
if I said dumb, I chose a wrong word, but okay, go ahead.
Okay. So and like I said, this is one of those points where I'm kind of moderating, but this ain't my shit. But I really want to give
go ahead.
Because I want to share your video to my shit, and I want people to really give you a fair shake. I believe that the black YouTube sector, the beef sector, whatever, there are people that thrive because one, it's a hobby for them. Two, they making some type of money depending on who they are, and then three, they're living out something they can't live out in real life. Like I can talk shit in real life. I can't talk shit to you in real life. So I'm a do shit behind the screen or whatever. That's why I say you make it a little bit more personal when you show your face, because it's too easy to black it out and just talk a bunch of shit about you and make up a lot of shit.
But trust me, sir. Everybody's seen me a dozen.
Oh yeah, he cams up.
Trust me.
No. I'm not saying you don't. What I'm saying is,
like overall, I got you.
For 30 days, if every black YouTuber or beef sector participant said, we're going to talk about shit that actually is positive for the community, how would that change the narrative of YouTube and social media? Do you think it'll change anything?
Oh, it'll drastically change.
100%.
100%. It'll drastically change economics, sociology. It'll drastically change it. But it's never going to happen because
But if it did happen, let's play with some good shit for a second.
absolutely.
If it did happen, pause. Play with some good shit. Listen. My thing about it, if it did happen, if people took the initiative to do as much research, instead of talking about people, they're actually pulling people that's actually making a difference in their community. I mean, they're talking to activists, they're talking to politicians. Hell, some people know celebrities. So they bring all of these people and they talk about, hey, what can we do in our communities to make them better? What can we do to have better communication with our women or us as men? What can we do to take back that mantle to say, yes, follow me? So if they did do that, what would that mean for the rest of YouTube? To have
Again, going by your analysis or going by your hypothesis, it'll drastically change things. It'll change things for the better. I mean, you have, think about this. Shay, Lady La, Clyde, they have about 10,000 subscribers between the three of them. You have 10,000 people listening to them. So if they decided to tell black women, hey, maybe you should be more conservative, maybe you should be righteous, maybe you shouldn't do this, that, and the other, they would listen to them. But it's unfortunate, but it's not gonna happen. But if it
I
did
think
happen,
Shay's starting to wake up, though. I think Shay's having a little awakening because she is changing her content.
right?
If you notice, do you notice that, Kevin, or is that just me?
No, I've noticed that too. She has changed it.
Okay,
But yeah,
so,
Mario,
I
like I
mean,
said, man, you are right. It would change things if they did change their own narrative. I agree with you. What say you?
you know why they won't, though? Because it's a simple phrase. It's universal. Misery loves company. You got a lot of miserable people that are real negative. They feed off negativity.
Yep.
So when you do try to, like, let's say the Kevin and Sales show, we put out the stock market shit. Not a lot of people cammed up for it because they don't give a fuck about any positive shit. Like, you could change your life through the stock market. They don't want to hear it. They don't give a fuck.
And they said I was
They
a
rather
scam
hear,
artist.
they called him a scam artist, a Nigerian scammer, schemer, this and that. So if you try to preach positivity, all you're gonna get is, oh, this motherfucker's bullshitting. Oh, he's doing it for views. Oh, he's doing, you know what I mean? They don't want to hear that shit, which is unfortunate.
I truly understand and I truly believe what you guys are saying in regards to saying when you promote something, people want to test your foundation. If I come on here and I say, hey, I'm all about positivity, I'm all about empowerment, there has to be a chink in the armor. I have to find something to damage or destroy or distract you from your mission. But here's the thing, man. At some point in time, you got to say fuck all that. You got to say fuck all that because you control how social media affects you. When those bills come, they don't come Mario, J, Mike, and Lebuto. They come Mario. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna worry about what it put on my life and my character, my morals and my standards. It's what I put out. Take my words as they are. You can't go to a third party and say, let me find out about your character and your morals. Half of those people you checking with don't really know me or I've removed from my life based on being toxic or narcissistic. Right. So you got to understand this. I truly believe that it takes people like yourself, Lebuto. If you're saying that, it's all about this red pill philosophy, I'm all about empowering or whatever it case to be. So I see I see 3 ladies' name on this title thing. And I really wish you would change the title of this live, bro, because ain't none of them women on here. But 3 ladies' name, show people how men handle business. This is the perfect opportunity to be like, I want y'all to come on here right now and let's hash this out. Let's move.
But that's what I did.
That's great.
They won't. That's the thing. They won't do that, though, Mario.
In the beginning of the show, I don't know if you heard the first 4 or 5 minutes. I said that. Let's come on here and let's talk about it. Let's talk about ending whatever the fuck this beef is.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do that.
They're not gonna do it because, like I said, they're so used to chaos. Like their brains can't function off of order, and it's because the black community as a whole is in disorder, and that's what I've been trying to, and that's what I preach. I don't care what anybody says. Listen, we all want to fucking pretend that George Floyd was a righteous guy and this and that. No, he was disorderly, just like the black community, just like most black women.
Here we go. He's about to say some foul shit.
You know George Floyd.
Listen,
he's about to say some foul shit, Mario. I'm warning you.
Let him say it. Go ahead.
Listen, Lady Snoop called. Listen, last night, Lady Snoop cammed up, and she was hollering and screaming. I rarely even talk to this chick,
Yeah, I
And I
don't know
said,
who Lady Snoop
and I
is.
said, Lady Snoop, I find it fucking ironic that you cammed up for this dumb beef shit, but you don't fucking cam up when me and Mike 777 talk about stocks and business and shit.
Right.
I was working when you guys do those shows. No, you weren't. You're lying. But you cammed up for dumb beef shit because your brain doesn't operate on fucking order.
So my theory. Go ahead, Mario.
Go back to George Floyd because you was about to say something and then you switched the tone.
Shit.
I just want to hear what you got to say about it.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be completely fucking honest.
Mike, leave it alone, Mike.
Be completely fucking honest. George Floyd represents the bigger problem within the black community. Now, if the media didn't give a fuck about George Floyd, none of you black none of you black people would have gave a fuck about George Floyd. He would have been your average homeless or whatever the fuck he was, his living situation. He'd have been your typical drug addict. Nobody would have gave a fuck. But when the white fucking media gave him some sort of fucking status, oh, here go niggas. Oh, we gotta support George Floyd because the fucking media did it. Again, you have millions of black men who are like that right now, and nobody gives a fuck about those men. And so that's my problem with George Floyd. George Floyd wasn't a goddamn astronaut. He wasn't a goddamn medical doctor. He was a goddamn drug addict. And he was a fucking dude who strong arm robbed a pregnant woman, got caught, and was convicted of the crime and admitted to doing the shit. And so that's my fucking problem. So yeah, I don't have any sympathy for George Floyd. None at all.
You finished?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You good? You got it out? You got it off your chest?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna give you a hug, brother. I'm gonna give you a hug. All right, check this out.
Fuck him up, Mario. Go ahead, fuck him up.
Floyd, first of all, regardless of what his current state was, if he was a criminal, if he was homeless, if he was drunk, whatever the case may be, George Floyd represented you and I. He represented humans. He represented someone who died by the hands of someone where he shouldn't have died. He represented a person where you finally get a chance to see something that's fucked up. People don't normally see somebody that dies slowly crying out for their mother. He represented everybody. He represented you. He represented everybody that was ever in a predicament. You got your shit rocked on the football field. And it's like you laying there, it's like, damn, I just want my mom, I just want to go home. You seen as George Floyd life slipped away, your life slipped away because you've been in those times where your backs have been against the wall. But also the fact of the matter is that how many black people have been, or how many people have been in a situation where everybody stood around and motherfucker wouldn't help you. You was getting jumped. You was getting bullied. It was a situation where you needed some fucking help. You needed gas money. You needed lights. You needed something where people knew about the problem but didn't help. His situation was significant because it was us. He represented us. And the narrative that people say, well, he was a criminal, so I don't give a fuck. He was homeless, so I don't give a fuck. The fact of the matter is, when do you give a fuck? When it's you? Because when it's you, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. I would not stand by and watch a motherfucker put his knee on somebody's neck and be calling out for his mom. There's a reason why you're doing that.
Mario, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Have you ever seen a white man call out for his mom?
Yes.
Okay. You ever seen an Asian?
Let me get an instance. Let me get an instance, and I shut up.
All right, go ahead. No, you good. Go ahead. I like this conversation.
Flying in Afghanistan, we on a helicopter. And we have fucking tracer rounds flying across the motherfucker. I've had soldiers pee on themselves and cry for their mom.
Okay,
White,
so you're talking about a wartime situation, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, respectfully, in the civilian world, have you ever seen a white man cry for his mom?
No.
Okay. You ever seen an Asian man cry for his mom?
No.
Okay. Me neither. What I'm trying to say is this. Though tragic, the George Floyd situation represents, again, what I said at the beginning. It represents the childlike mindset of the black man in this country, which is pitiful. He's crying out for his fucking mom, who's been dead for 4 or 5 fucking years. He was in the process of committing a crime, that was not worthy of death. He had a history of poor fucking patterns of behavior. Sir, he does not represent you, sir. You served your country honorably. You seem to be goddamn intelligent. He doesn't represent you, sir. He doesn't represent me. He doesn't represent the black men on this panel. And
Was
that's
he a human?
I beg your pardon?
I'm gonna keep it simple, big dog.
Okay.
Was that it's a rhetorical question, but I just
Okay.
want this leads me up to my argument. George Floyd was a human. I'm thinking you're gonna say yes. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so was Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay, got it. But how did
Well, there were two different kinds of humans, though, Kev.
So
Come
was
on.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
I got it. I got it.
Jeffrey
No,
Dahmer and George Floyd. Now that's enough of that shit, Kev. Come on now.
Is it not in our humanity to say, you know what, man, this man should not have died like that, despite how he lived his life.
Sir, again, I said, though tragic, the current crime that he was committing was not worthy of death. But again, according to the autopsy, he died of a drug overdose. Now, again, none of us are fucking morticians or whatever the fuck the proper term for the medical doctor is. But again, we don't really know how he really died. We don't even know if that wasn't some crisis.
Well, you know what led to his death, though. You know
Hold
what
on for a
led
second.
to his death.
What led to his death was a history of poor patterns of fucking behavior. That's what led to his death.
We can't say that though.
Sir,
See,
yes,
here's
sir.
the thing. This if we're gonna throw out facts, first of all, we need to make sure that we have all the facts. We need to make sure we kind of switching up the narrative. First he was stealing something, then he was on drugs. And here's the thing: regardless of what police are they are trained to handle stressful situations, just like soldiers, to de-escalate a situation, to come there sober, off of drugs, off of alcohol, and to be able to de-escalate. This man, did you ever see anything where George Floyd was fighting the police? Where it took that many people?
What I saw,
Never.
listen, sir. Okay, I'm gonna get you back in, Mike. Hold on for a second.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Sir, what I saw was this. Now you seem to be about 6 foot, 6'1"?
No, bro. No, I'm about 5'6", brother.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, what I saw was a big ass fucking giant who's 6'5", who was not cooperating with the fucking law. Here goes the thing. What niggas have to understand. We are behind enemy lines. Black man especially is behind enemy lines. This is not our fucking country. We don't control the military. We don't control the police forces in different cities. We don't control a goddamn thing in this country. So every time so think about this. White people generally don't associate around blacks. One of the reasons is because they don't even fucking live around blacks. So you have this big ass black dude. He's acting a fool. He won't cooperate. The media portrays black people in such a fucking negative light that the white officers or the Asian guy, they're so goddamn afraid of him. Their engagement is based off of a stereotype anyway. He's not cooperating. It's a chaotic situation, period. So my thing is that why was he not cooperating? Why when they asked him to get out the fucking car, he just didn't do it? Does he not realize that he's behind enemy lines? Why doesn't he do? Okay, let me ask you a question. Now you were in the military, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is what the question I asked. Now Roz Girl is one of my moderators in my chat. Now Roz Girl,
Can I say shout out to her, man? She's definitely been showing me a lot of love. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Now Roz Girl, her family's from the islands. Now you being in the military, you know about other countries, right?
Yes.
I bet you black Americans won't go to Nigeria and act like that if they get stopped by the fucking police. I bet you they won't do that shit in Nigeria. I bet you they won't do that shit in Jamaica, because you know what the fuck will happen? They'll just shoot you on sight and throw you somewhere.
Well, you do know. Maybe you don't. Well, when it comes to Korea, when it comes to I believe it was Europe, where that rapper was I forgot his name. It just slipped my mind.
Over in was it Norway or something?
ASAP Rocky. Rocky.
Thank you. So my thing about it, I don't think it's something ingrained in you. If you don't take no shit in the US, I doubt you're gonna go somewhere else and start taking people's shit. It's just a natural reaction. It's a fight or flight. That's what we call it. If something's happening, you're going to either react to it and run or react and fight. So I don't want to leave the George Floyd situation just yet, because I believe that, again, where you say it's how you respond to the conversation. Hey, it's messed up what happened to him, but when you add his criminal record, or you add he was on drugs, or he was high or whatever, I think that changes the narrative. Because my whole thing about it is, can you imagine you not being perfect. Can you imagine a motherfucker not being perfect? And as soon as you die, a motherfucker say, well, since you jaywalked, since you stole some candy bars, since you was in a domestic issue, we shouldn't celebrate you.
Can I ask you a question, Mario?
Who should we celebrate?
Can I ask you a question, Mario? Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Name me a medical doctor that's black that was killed by the police unjustly.
Name me a medical doctor.
Name me a black medical doctor that was killed by the police unjustly within the last 20 years.
I can't.
Name me a black civil engineer. Name me a black professor. Sir, George Floyd was a goddamn criminal. He was committing a criminal act. He was in the commission of a criminal activity. He had a history of criminal behavior. The dude, and I hate to say this, and it's gonna offend some people, and people are gonna probably unsubscribe, but I don't give a fuck. The motherfucker was a degenerate. And the problem with the black culture, again, is that we put degenerates on goddamn pedestals. The white culture does not do that, sir. The Asian culture does not do that. We are
Let me say one thing.
Go ahead,
Let me say one thing real quick.
Mike.
Because Kevin's been camming me down every time I try to make a point. So now, two things you guys are forgetting. One, let's say that cop that was kneeling on his neck. What if that police officer was black that was doing that, right? Just to change the storyline. Two, you don't realize that the media was pushing. The reason why they were pushing that shit so hard every single day on TV was they were swaying, in my opinion, the black vote away from Trump. That has a lot to do. His death had a lot to do with a lot of people's switching over to voting for Biden as well. But that's the secret dark media. They don't want to talk about how they used the black culture and all this animosity. They created a lot of, you got to remember, rioting was going on a little bit before he was killed too.
Yeah.
They started the riot before he was killed.
Hey,
and
Mario.
now, hang on real quick, Kev.
Go ahead, man.
Now, Breonna Taylor was going to school to be, I'm not saying she was a doctor. Wasn't she going to school to be a nurse or something like that, though? I don't know if anybody knows about that. She was about to graduate and be a registered nurse.
No, it wasn't a registered nurse. It was a EMT.
Was it a EMT? Okay, so I mean that's pretty close to it. So
I don't think
whatever.
She graduated though.
Okay, but she was in the process of graduating. Yep. She was in school. So I just wanted to add to that. So what did Breonna Taylor do, Kevin? Just if we're gonna do this, the black brutality shit.
Again. I'm not saying that any of these people's deaths were justified. What I am saying is that.
Well, you said George Floyd's death was justified. You asked me a
question, sir. Can I give you a goddamn answer?
Well, I'm just saying you did say his death was justified.
Sir, you
did say that off of his history.
Sir,
go ahead.
What I said earlier in the beginning of my spiel before Mario cammed up was that black people, and particularly black Americans, we have poor patterns of behavior. A lot of it is based off of just ignorance. A lot of it is genetic. What I'm saying is that a lot of times when things happen to us, it's because we create that atmosphere for it to happen. For example, I'm going to go to left field on this one. Black women are overweight now. Why? Because black women eat like shit. Women tend to gain weight any fucking way. Now, me saying that, somebody may say, "Well, you're talking about black women." No, I am pointing out a point. That's thus the red pill. I am giving you the truth of the matter. Black women tend to be overweight because they eat like shit and they don't work out. I go to the gym. Ain't no fucking black women in my gym. Again, going back to George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor supposedly was dating a goddamn drug dealer. Was she not, sir, Mike? Was she not? Was she not dating a drug dealer, sir?
Well, it was a marijuana.
It's a yes or no. Was she not dating a drug dealer? Yes or no?
I can't say that. I don't know the situation if he was considered a drug dealer or not.
Sir, as a race of people, it's about time that we start. It's about time that we stop making excuses and just live up to what the fuck we do wrong, sir. A lot of things in my life that have happened to me, I blame everything on myself. It wasn't any fucking body. It wasn't the white man. It wasn't society. It was me fucking up. The problem with our race, and Mike, you're not black as much as you want to be, is that
Well,
we do
no,
not
no,
take
no.
responsibility. We do not take responsibility first for ourselves and then for the greater culture, period. And that's the problem with the black race. I'm not saying that Breonna Taylor's death was justified. I'm just
Well, it
saying that
wasn't.
her poor
It wasn't.
patterns of fucking behavior led to her death as well, too.
Mm.
You don't
That's
fucking hear.
terrible.
Here goes the thing. How come nobody's killed Oprah Winfrey? Think
What?
about it. No, think about it. No, really sit back and think about it. Because Oprah Winfrey, think about it. She's always been on her shit. She would never fucking date no goddamn petty ass drug dealer. She would never fucking be in some goddamn inner city using counterfeit dollar bills.
Well, she's been rich since she was 30, though, Kev.
It doesn't fucking matter if she's been rich since she's 30.
Well, why would she date a drug dealer if she's rich? What the fuck you mean?
Sir, you don't have to date a drug dealer because you're not rich, though.
So here's my thing, man. You know, because when we talk about, you know what I'm saying, the urban community, I definitely believe that, you know, there are some stains when it comes to the urban community. There are some things that we need to address as Black people and just as people in general that we need to have that tough love conversation, I believe. But I believe that it's how when someone says a Black person has died and they outline, first of all, it's a shame, it's a tragedy that someone dies, period.
Agreed.
But when they outline certain schematics on how they died, I believe that, to me, I don't, me personally, and I think you can curse on here, I don't give a fuck about their criminal record. If it ain't them touching kids and done some real fucked up shit, I care about the person. I care about the action. I think that everybody deserves a fair shake, despite if you go to jail and you do your time, you've paid your debt to society. So for you to say, well, if you die, your debt to society is revoked is some fucking bullshit. To pull somebody say, well, you have a criminal record. Well, here's the thing. Most of the people that are judges and lawyers and fucking policemen, they got records too. It's just not on the criminal side. They've done some fucked up shit too. And I agree. When you start sitting back and say, you can only be important if we say so. Well, who the fuck is we? Who the fuck is we? So when we start using that narrative, I don't care where you are and where you're from, you start using that narrative that you fucked up in life, so we're not going to mourn you when you die. We're not going to speak about you when you die. I think that's fucked up, man.
Right.
Well, again, man, it's not me basically saying that their lives didn't matter. What I'm trying to say is that the bigger picture, which I think that both of you agree with, the bigger picture is this. When does the responsibility come into place? Now, my thing is this. Let's use the example of smoking cigarettes. Now, our generation doesn't really smoke the way that the previous generation did. Now, I don't give a goddamn if you smoked one cigarette when you were 18 and you ended up with lung cancer at 60. The doctor and everybody looking at you is going to say, you fucked up because you smoked that goddamn cigarette. And what I'm saying is that when does the burden of responsibility come on Black people? Why is it that we have to treat ourselves and the society has to treat us like we're children? No, adults, a sophisticated race of people takes responsibility for their behavior and their actions. I never hear white people making excuses for themselves. Oh, well, you know, Hitler killed my grandparents back in World War II, and that's why my family's fucked up. I never hear no shit like that.
You're right. That's a good point.
It's always Black people.
That's a good point.
I never hear Italians say, oh man, you know, we used to get treated like shit when we came to Ellis Island in the 1900s, and we're fucked up because of that. No, they came over here. They were treated like utter shit for 50 years, and they created their business. Yeah, a lot of them were criminals. Not a lot of them, but there was a criminal element to a lot of Italians. But they created businesses and shit. They don't make excuses. The Chinese don't make excuses. They don't march and shit. The Black man.
Well, they're too scared to march. Chinese, you know that.
Chinese, sir. What I'm trying to say
scared.
is
that you could blow a leaf blower in a Chinese rally and kill them all.
I don't like being treated special. I don't like being treated like I'm a fucking kid. And that is the problem that I see with this whole Breonna Taylor, this George Floyd thing. It's like we're goddamn children. When will we evolve to a higher race? When will we evolve to be like the Japanese? When we evolve to be like the Chinese?
You make some very good points. This is my issue with your point. Okay. My issue with your point is I really, really, really wish that you had said what you just said before you said the bullshit about George Floyd.
Okay.
Because here's the thing.
Yes, sir.
George Floyd obviously had a past.
Okay.
So his past was not his current, his present time. So to harp on his past after his demise, to me, is irrelevant. Now, this is what I'm saying. Just like you say, it's irrelevant for black people to say, I'm looking for a handout. What about me? Right? The take responsibility. My thing about it is it's time to think about what's going on now, not dwell on the past. Think about what's going now so we can move forward towards betterment. And I agree with you. However, in order to move forward towards betterment, we can't be the ones that's sitting around talking about, well, if this person was a criminal, well, if this person did something we don't like, we ain't gonna motherfucking support. If we're gonna stand up, we're gonna stand. We ain't having no fuck shit from nobody. If it's a black person, a white person, a Hispanic person, we ain't having no fuck shit. We ain't asking for handouts. We're willing to work for it. We are as educated as anyone else, but we have to showcase that. And I stand behind what you said in regards to saying, hey, fuck the woe is me conversation.
Absolutely.
Fuck the woe is me. Let's just go ahead and stand in that foxhole, stand in the gap, change the narrative, and say, hey, listen, we're smart. We're ready to goddamn do what we need to do, but we first have to respect ourselves. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Oh no, you good, man. Like trust me, man. I enjoy talking to you. Trust me. Go ahead.
Thank you. It's difficult to get that, and I'm gonna be honest, and I hope people from the Black YouTube sector listen to me. It's difficult to get that narrative or to that margin of greatness when we're going at it. When we're going at it, when you and I, when you and the females it's difficult to get to that narrative because if I was a white person, no, not to Mike, but if I'm a white person, I'm sitting back and I'm not affiliated with the urban community, but I want to say, you know what? Let me check out what they got going on here in Black YouTube. Okay. And I listen to the rhetoric that goes on. I would say that
you're talking about being from an outside race, right?
Being from an outside race, I'm just saying I overhear you know, the beef sector's videos. I would say as another race, they're not ready.
Okay, sir. Now let me ask you a question, sir. And I'm not trying to be funny because I actually like talking to y'all like your questions. Let me ask you a question, sir. Mm-hmm. The chair that you're sitting on, the computer I'm assuming you're in front of a computer, not your phone, right?
It's a laptop. Go ahead.
The laptop that you're on. What kind of car do you? You said a motorcycle guy. What kind of bike do you have?
You know, it's funny, man. Hold
on for a second.
I was going to purchase a crotch rocket.
Okay.
But I didn't purchase it. But I used to drive a Audi A7.
Okay. The car that's in your driveway, the electronics in your house, the couches, they're all made by white people, and they're shipped over. And
Chinese,
and the Chinese assemble it, but it's a white company. Sir, black people online talking shit to each other doesn't matter how that looks to the outside people. Whites and Asians already look at the black man as inferior, sir, because we purchase from them. We acquiesce power to them. We purchase products from them. If we were in the position where we bought from each other and we created our own goods and services, I can see your argument in terms of, you know, if we're online disrespecting each other. But sir, these people already look at us like we're inferior just off the fact that you buy shit from them. It's just the truth. It's just like black people don't have a reputation of this Black Panther movie-esque bullshit that the media wants to portray. Sir,
Kevin,
hold on for a second. Sir, we don't control our own destiny. Your car is made by the white man. The very hat you're wearing is made by whites.
Let me ask you something, Kev, real quick. So now I sit back and I listen to your bullshit. You know, it's going on.
And it's not bullshit, but go ahead. Though.
No, I'm not saying it's bullshit, but let me ask you something though. That's on my mind. What are you personally gonna do? You have a lot of opinions on what blacks need to do, what blacks should do as far as business and this and that. What can you personally do to help your own people is my question. Now, me being
What
white,
I'm personally
hang on. Just
Go
get,
ahead. Go
God
ahead.
damn, you can't give a motherfucker a minute.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So listen, I don't think, and this is, you know, I respect you. I respect your opinions.
I know what y'all thinking. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Because I need to do this. I wanted to do this. This shit ain't freeze. I stopped it on purpose. I want you to listen to it. If you all notice this one guy, Mike 777, he's a white man. And he's getting ready to ask Lebuto, which is a black man, what would he do if he was given $10 million to help out the urban community? I want you guys to listen to his response. Because to me, this is a special opportunity to tell your listeners, to tell anybody that may come across this video, this is what I would do as a black man, how I would step up, how I would be a provider, a protector, a role model. So when asked by this white man, I want you to hear the response of this interview.
I don't think you have a solid plan. If a motherfucker gave you $10 million and said, listen, I want you to go help your own people, whether you want to do it from your platform, whether you want to do it in, you know, in your city, you always shit on Cleveland, and I don't blame you. Cleveland is shitty. But what I'm going to ask you theoretically, if I give you $10 million, now you can't use it for yourself, you greedy, evil fucking demon. What can you do to help your own people? And that's what I think a lot of people in the chat would want to know, because it sounds like, I know you're not all about, you know, hating blacks and hating your own kind in this, but I think a lot of people yeah, I know you do. A lot of people in the chat would love to hear this. If you had 10 million, what the fuck would you do for your own community in Cleveland? Go.
I wouldn't do a goddamn thing, sir. Because, and I'm going to tell you why I wouldn't do shit.
That's the problem.
No, hold on for a second. Because at the end of the day, sir, we are fucking animals. We are no different from the goddamn chimpanzee and the bonobo. We are all in this shit for ourselves. I don't give a fuck what nobody says, sir. And just because we have the same complexion, that's all bullshit. Because at the end of the day, a black person will step over me to get what the fuck they want, and it's happened to me all throughout my life. Black people need to understand this. Developing your neighborhood starts with the person you look at in the fucking mirror. Mike, I practice black pride by purposely going to black-owned businesses every fucking day, by seeking out black-owned establishments, sir.
Okay. You still didn't answer my question, though.
Because I can't answer your question because I wouldn't do a goddamn thing for the community. Listen, if I had $10 million and built a goddamn school, what the fuck does that mean? No, black people need to build for themselves. That's what white people do. They build for themselves, and then they help out the goddamn overall community.
Lebuto.
Go ahead, sir.
I've definitely.
Hey, Money Boy Trey said, "Give it to my kids and tell them to get away from niggas."
Oh shit! Shout out to Money Boy. Holy shit!
I think that this is again. I don't know too much about your platform.
Yeah, it's all over the place. That's we got to know about it. Okay, go ahead.
No. But tonight it's different. I think it's a different energy. I think.
Absolutely.
It's got to be. It should be. Yeah.
But here's the thing: you just asked a white man has just asked a black man, okay, what would you do with $10 million?
Yep. And I'll keep it
wait, for your community. And to me, you gave a quick response, and it was on a joking thing. Now let's you've done that. This your shit. You talking your shit. I appreciate it. But just in case someone is listening on some real shit, because I'm gonna share this shit. Please answer the question. Answer the question. Give it that thought process.
Again. If you gave me $10 million, I would move the fuck away from black people as soon as possible. I will go to East African island called Seychelles. I will get the fuck away from the West as soon as possible. That's what I would do. Sir, I've been in the trenches for black people. Black people don't give a fuck about each other, sir. That's the problem. It starts with yourself. And you know that, Mario. You know that, Mike. Everybody
hang on. Let me say one quick thing.
Go ahead.
One quick thing, because now I'm a businessman, And you know, I take the spiritual world really seriously too.
You don't,
At the
but
end
go
of the
ahead.
day, I do. I like to joke around and I fuck around and shit. You know, I joke, but so listen. At the end of the day, Kevin, you're saying, listen, how do you expect people? And this is real shit. How do you expect people to support you or support your channel? And don't give me. I know your answer's coming as I don't give a fuck who supports. I don't give a fuck.
Okay,
But
go ahead.
but realistically, I know
Go
that's your
ahead, sir.
answer too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Realistically, now a predominantly huge number of the subscribers are African American, right? Would you say?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How can you say this on a public platform that you
Because,
would
sir,
take the,
I
like
would
hang on, you
never.
would take the 10 million and you would just go to Africa. So
Yep.
basically I would hand you 10 million, you would just say, "Oh, thanks, Mike," and then run to Africa with it and not help your own people though.
Mike, you goddamn right I would. Black people do. I don't owe black people shit. I don't owe anybody shit other than myself.
Mm.
And what you got to understand, Mike, is that at the end of the day, Mike, no other Italian is helping you pay your goddamn bills. Maybe your parents, if you really needed the help.
Nah, definitely not.
No other Italian is putting fucking gas in your car. Dude, when I put gas in my car, ain't no black person putting goddamn gas in my car. Nobody gives a fuck about you, Mike. Nobody gives a fuck about you, Mario. Nobody gives a fuck
But
about
how
me.
do you change? Yeah, but you got to change that though.
Sir, you asked me a question, so I'm giving you an answer.
Motherfucker, go ahead.
This is my perspective, sir.
Evil,
We are
demonic motherfucker.
Sir, listen, we are men. Nobody gives a fuck about men, sir. Let's just be completely honest. And you and I both are very into The Godfather. What the fuck does Vito say? Keep it real. Go ahead. You know what he says. You know what I'm talking about. What does he say about women, children, and men, sir? Go ahead.
Women and children can be careless and men cannot.
Exactly. We live in, listen, as much as we want to pretend that we live in some futuristic society, this is nature. This is the jungle. And it's really a dog eat dog world. Nobody gives a fuck about black men. Nobody gives a fuck about the black race. So what you need to do as black people is look in the mirror, realize that truth, and be a better black person at all fucking times instead of trying to be the fucking victim.
So let me just give you a quick opinion, Mario. I'm just gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you. I know you're about to say something. Hang on, real quick.
How can you let Mario go, nigga? I'm doing it for you. Me and him
listen,
talking.
Shut the fuck up, Kev. So what I'm trying to say is, if you could take anything from what I've ever said or any type of show we've ever had, me personally in my life and anyone that's listening, I hope you do the same. So what I get out of now, you know that all my donations to my Cash App go directly to a charity for a Boys and Girls Club in Buffalo, New York. Now, what I get out of that is more than any dollar amount that I've ever received. Like every time I do something positive for these kids, every time I give something to somebody else, like I get more from giving than I do from receiving. So like if you hand me $100, I think like if you randomly gave me 100, or if you were to ask me what would I do with 10 million, I got 100 things I would do for my own community though. That's the difference between me and you as far as philosophies go. So you need to, I'm not saying you need to do shit. I don't give a fuck what you do, but you need to be a little bit more open on being a human being. And shout out to George Floyd's family, because if you don't care about how he died, you got to remember there's people in his family that lost somebody, whether you give a fuck about him or not.
Mike, shut the fuck up. You're a dago.
I'm dead serious.
You're full of shit. You know goddamn
no,
well.
I'm not.
You know goddamn
no,
well.
I'm
You
not.
got $10 million. You wouldn't give a goddamn dollar to nobody but your fucking family. Stop.
I swear to God, I would. I got 10.
Stop.
Ask me the same question. I bet you get a lot of different answers, man.
You got a 401(c)?
Excuse me?
You got a 401? You got a 401(c)?
Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mario.
Sir, no, hold on for a second. Hold on, freaking Mario. Mike, do you have a nonprofit, Mike?
It's out of my pocket.
Sir,
there is no nonprofit.
Sir, do you have a nonprofit? I'm asking you a question. Do you have a nonprofit, sir?
I just told you no. It's out of my pocket.
Okay. I just want to ask you a question. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mario. Go ahead.
Okay. Again, what I'm about to say next is out of respect for both of you gentlemen and for all the subs. I'm not about to say anything disrespectful, but I just want to set the premise for the next statement.
Go ahead.
No, bring it, Mario. Fuck it.
let him on, man. It's fair. Let him listen, bro. Let him listen.
Go ahead. I'm fucking with him. Go ahead. I do that shit with Mike all the time.
I believe that, you know what I'm saying, for the people that will see this on whatever platform, and I'm really hoping that other people restream this because I think it's important for people to hear. I believe that anytime a black man has the opportunity to speak in regards to what he will do for his community, this is a special moment. And to make it extra special, to add a cherry on top, you have a white man who says, if I give you $10 million, what will you do for your community? I believe if we do not answer that question, we're going to miss a special opportunity. So I'm going to answer the question.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm giving $10 million, the first thing I would do is I would get together with my local officials and I would find out what are the priorities that they're working on right as of right now. Then I would ask that the community come together. So whether that's all in a school, all in a church, some type of town hall meeting, so that way I can find out what are the needs of the community or whatever the case may be. I would look at in regards to gentrification. I would look at in regards to the school system. I would look at in regards to parents and Section 8 housing, trying to kind of weed people out of bad areas. Get with the police chiefs and talk to them in regards to, because we do know that the police solidify what happened in certain communities in regards to allowing certain things to happen. And I would put community activists in the communities. I would make sure that people, I would start job fairs. I would definitely get with the local military units or whatever, so they can come in and teach certain types of training, whether that's being a barber or a weapons specialist or a helicopter mechanic. So I would put that, I would push that money into the city to have it motivate the community. So that way they don't feel such a need in regards to starvation. Now, depending on the size of the city, that 10 million may go far or it just may get swallowed up. But I would definitely do something for the community to show, especially the urban community, that not only someone cares, but I'm going to talk this motherfucker like I walk this motherfucker. And I think that that's the issue right now, that when men are given the opportunity, just like we scream and holler reparations, if you give people money, will they know how to invest? Will they know how to buy property? Will they know how to be entrepreneurs? Or will they spend this shit within 6 months on frivolous shit? And I think that right now, Lebuto, you're doing something is happening special. He's asking you a question that, to be honest with you, regardless if it's $10 million or it's $10 million worth of time, what will you do? So I don't want you to lose this moment, this special moment.
It's not a special moment, sir. It's not. Listen, we're the same age, right? I'm 35. How old are you? About 38. You say you're in the military for 20 years, right?
I just turned 41.
Okay, sir. Listen.
Hey, happy birthday, Mario.
Listen to me, sir. Listen,
thanks, bro.
Mario, I think you're a great co-host. I would love to have you up here again, sir. But sir, let me broach something real quick.
I'm listening, man. I'm listening.
I used to be enthralled in Black Power movements and all that shit when I was younger. Mm-hmm. When I came to the realization that there is something that is fundamentally the fuck wrong with Black people, that's when I realized, like, wait a minute, I have to take a step back. Sir, listen, I'm only 35. I've seen communities in my lifetime destroyed by Black ignorance. Black people, until they learn how to stop fucking littering, how to maintain their yards, their lawns, their landscaping, how to maintain their own communities. You giving $10 million and putting it into the community, sir, with me, I know it's going to be a waste of fucking money. That's why Oprah Winfrey didn't fucking build a school in Chicago, because she already knows these niggas are going to destroy the shit because they already destroyed what the fuck they already got. Detroit, sir, used to be better yet, East Cleveland. Now, East Cleveland is a suburb in Northeast Ohio. Okay, it's 3 miles long. East Cleveland used to be referred to as Millionaires Row. Sir, if you go down East Cleveland and you go down some of the side streets, some of those homes are huge. Niggas destroyed it. Niggas destroyed the goddamn city that used to be called Millionaires Row. Look it up. Niggas, sir, I have seen communities in my lifetime destroyed throughout Cleveland. I go to Detroit, fucked up. Niggas destroyed it. Sir, until we fix what is mentally fucking wrong with us as a people, all your money's gonna be blown the fuck away. It's best for you just to leave these niggas. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. These niggas will kill
Then
you.
who's gonna help him though, Kev? Who's gonna help him if
Sir, Mike, Mike, see, this is what the fuck is problem with you and white people. See, what you're doing is you're being a devil's advocate. Because nobody says who's gonna help the Italians, who's gonna help the Germans.
Hang on 1 second, guys.
The problem is that we need to get off of this welfare mindset. The black man needs to be the leader and needs to develop his own self. And if every black man developed his own self, the black community will be fucking fine. It'll be functional. You can't help out people just by throwing money into something.
You said that you made a lot of statements.
He's a lost cause, Mario. Mario, he is a lost cause.
Mike, I'm about to get you the fuck out of here. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing, and this is what I'm saying. I don't think Mike is being an agitator right now. A good statement was, if you don't, who will? At what point in time do you take your intelligence to say, I'm gonna be smart enough to lead versus I'm gonna be smart enough to help? Or do a combination of both. You know, make sure that your family is good, because like you said, we think about ourselves, we think about our own foundation, but what can I still do for this urban community that I know is in mourning?
Mario, listen to me. Now, I'm a big follower of Floyd Mayweather. I think he's the greatest boxer of all time.
Okay.
Fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. He was asked the question at a radio station. Okay?
Yeah.
The radio host asked him, you're worth $1 billion. Are you ever gonna give money to Africa? You know what he said? He said, man, fuck that. He said, I'm gonna make sure that my family is safe and secure financially forever. He said, ain't a goddamn African ever did shit for black people, let alone my family. And sir, it's just the honest to God's truth. Black people don't have that type of mindset. So, and until we, you know what? How about black people? If black people created institutions and hired black people at high levels, that's what would help black people.
So why wouldn't you say that though? Why wouldn't you say, if you're given this money, this is what I would do? You took.
Well, sir, you need more than $10 million to start a big ass company. Go ahead, though.
No, go ahead.
Listen, when I first got on YouTube, right? I came to Sugar Shay. You know who Sugar Shay is, right?
You were talking about her. That's in the title, right?
Okay, yeah. I came to Sugar Shay's platform, and I wasn't even trolling. Hey, hold on for a second. I use the bathroom real quick. Hold on for a second.
You a bathroom going up? And let me address
I'm drinking more water.
I'm gonna address something while you're going anyway. Let me scroll up real quick. Somebody said something about. Let me see. It says, Mario, why do you hate Hassan Campbell so much? Okay, let me clear something up for you guys. First of all, I don't have hate for nobody on YouTube. This is just a made-up platform, just like most social media platforms. But the issue with Hassan Campbell is, if anyone has children out there, Hassan Campbell made some statements. They weren't recent statements, but there are two key things about Hassan Campbell. Hassan Campbell stated that he was allegedly molested and taken advantage by African Bambaataa. He's from the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So when he says certain things that happen to him, my heart goes out to him because I have daughters, and I wouldn't want anyone to take advantage of them. So when he makes those statements in regards to this platform is for the youth, this is what I'm doing for the youth, my question is, what have you done? Have you started an organization? What have you done up until this point? And I haven't seen anything credible. He made some statements in regards to another YouTuber that I seen about damn near 2 years ago that I never heard him. To me, once you make a statement like that, that's your mindset. Like, I've never been that angry to say that I'll hurt somebody else's kids or I'll molest someone's kids or fuck somebody's kids. So once you go past a certain limit with certain people, then you just done. And to me, we had an opportunity to talk, but I think he had control over that platform, and instead of letting me talk, they decided to mute me and let him go off on a rant or whatever the case may be. I believe if you're going to stand for the children, then you have to stand for the children. You can't say in one breath, you know, something happened to you in regards to being molested, and then turn around and say, well, but I'm still for the kids. Which one is it, bro? Which one is it? So I'm unsure on his viewpoint, and I'm unsure on what he wants people to see him as. But it's a lot of people who have given him a pass since then, and have, for some reason, those statements have depleted, and that's cool. But I don't hate Hassan Campbell, and definitely willing to talk to him. So it is what it is. So I guess you can let him know that.
All right, Mario. So now what were we talking about?
I think you were talking about we can change this up, man. We kind of been on the urban community thing. Let's have like a funner topic, man. Let me ask you something. What do you want your platform to develop? Like, how do you want it? What do you want? What's the end state for your platform? What do you want to happen with it?
Oh, sir, I'm a capitalist, sir. I'm all about the Skrilla. I want as many followers as possible. I want as many subscribers as possible to donate money to my content. I want you to be at work on the third shift. Like, damn, I can't wait till Lebuto gets up and talks, because he's not only crazy, but he makes good points, and it gets me through 3-4 hours of work that can fly by. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that your platform is going to inspire people, or you think it's going to be more for like entertainment purposes? Like, what do you think? Which direction you think is leaning?
Well, I'm for the dumb shit. It should be entertainment, inspiring, financial advice, all types of things. It's all over the place. Like I said, if you're working a third shift job, or if you're a truck driver, if you're driving hours and you say, damn man, Lebuto crazy, he'll keep me up because he's funny. I can get some advice from him in terms of like the stocks. I know there's gonna be some drama. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm about. You know, to keep it all the way real with you. Yeah, I just want to be rich.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's it. No yeah, I just want to be rich. I'm a capitalist. I believe in money. I'm not loyal to any nation, state, or anything like that. I just care about the Skrilla, because I know at the end of the day, human beings aren't shit, and nobody gives a fuck about me. So I'm just gonna be completely fucking honest with you. Yeah. I kind of question if my parents even give a shit about me at times. But go ahead, sir. Go ahead. It's the truth, though, man. Nobody give a fuck about me, man. Oh, black people this, black people that, man. Black people don't give a fuck about you. Nobody give a fuck about you, man. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I believe randomness can actually sell, and it definitely can inspire as well. Exactly. I try to get to know the man, you know what I'm saying? And which is why I said, hey, I would love to do an interview with you, so people who haven't seen this side of Lebuto can actually see a different side and actually understand, you know what I'm saying, your thought process on certain things. Now, I will say some of your fucking answers have been extreme, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, that's just my belief. You really don't really want to know what I really think, though, about black people, really. On some
I want to know. That's what this is for.
I believe that we should have an ethnic. I believe that black people should go through an ethnic cleansing.
Okay.
Yeah, wholeheartedly.
Go into detail with it, though, because I want to be able to give my feedback.
We haven't gone through an ethnic cleansing, meaning that it's too many black people that are breeding. It's too many black people that are breeding, and we don't have enough intelligent blacks within our race. See, the white man, he has more intelligence in his race.
You believe that white people are superior?
Absolutely. They're superior at technology. They're superior at science. They're superior at medicine. They're superior at finances. They're superior at almost every fucking avenue of human life.
Okay. What are black people more superior at?
I have no idea, sir. I've been trying to figure that out for 35 fucking years, man.
You don't believe black people are more superior at overcoming obstacles?
Sir, I agree with that. I agree that the black man is stronger in terms of his current state of being at the bottom of the barrel in terms of culture, absolutely. But again, like, there's no honor in the fact that black people can overcome struggle. I hate that shit. I used to think that. I used to be like, damn, man, black people can really go through shit. Other people can't. But no, it should be to the point where, like, damn, when the fuck are we ever gonna not go through shit, not struggle as a people?
You know what? I agree with you.
Money boy, why do black people have football? Go ahead, sir.
Why do we have to be
for the donation? What'd you say, sir?
Why do we have to be in a position where it's about struggle? And I definitely agree.
Because the problem is that the black man, we view the world from the stance that we're equal with people. See, you have mentioned the fact that we're human. See, here goes the thing, sir. I don't think that white people or Asians or Arabs view black people as humans. I think that they view us as animals, and they're not in the business to compete with people who are not human.
Is this your words, or this is how you feel?
This is how I feel. So what I'm saying is that if we looked at the world in accordance to nature, that damn, we need to not only be the best, but we need to be superior to these people. Then I think that's when we will thrive. Like black people, honestly, I'd be like, God damn, man, like, why do we boast about buying a Mercedes. That's the white man shit. Why do we boast about wearing the white man's clothes? That's some dumb shit. Why don't we ever like be like, oh man, I'm about to make my own shit or support my own people's shit? Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, it's some good points. It's some good points.
Think Buddy Boy Trey. He said we're good at struggling.
But that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. That is very valid. I do believe that, you know what I'm saying, we're so used to we live our best life in the worst conditions.
Unfortunately.
We're used to that. We've grown accustomed to it. It's almost like it's a part of the family. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we should not be getting used to. That's a normality that we should be changing with not only our generation but our next generation. But let me ask you another question, bro.
You asked me 1,000 questions. I like you. I like you on this panel because this is interesting. Go ahead.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Let me ask you in regards to the things that affect like the urban communities in reference to social media, reality TV show, whatever case may be. Why is reality TV show so effective when it comes to trends, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to dialect and dialogue and communication? Why does the urban community use the reality TV shows as a pivotal point in regards to this is how I should be?
Because I think that black people are easily led, and I think that we don't really have a mind of our own. That's why, like, you know, if you really sit back and think about it, it's been like that for thousands of years. Like, you know, we're the only race that worship other people's religions. We're the only race of people that wear other people's clothing. We're the only race of people that speak other people's languages and are proud of it. You should meet a lot of Africans. They're proud that they speak French. They're proud that they speak German. And the thing is that it goes back to what you're saying about the reality TV. It's like we don't really have a mind or a culture for ourselves. So whatever we see on these reality shows, we implement that in our daily lives. And I really wholeheartedly believe that shit. Like, I believe that we don't view our own being as superior. We don't view ourselves as like, okay, I'm about to create my own shit. So that's why, like, when niggas look at reality TV, it's like, oh, I'm a copycat. What the fuck she got on? Because I can't think for my damn self.
Do you feel, why is there not a push to, you know how when we were talking about Black Lives Matter and we were talking about advocating when a white man does something to a black man, but when a black man does it, it's kind of like mum's the word or not a lot of push. Let me ask you something. Why is it that when we talk about Black Lives Matter, the movement, the organization itself, why is it there are no protests to remove anything that advocates publicly, like the ratchet television or whatever? Why is there's no push to remove those type of shows? Why do you think like the Cynthia G and these other people, like, why don't they like say, I'm gonna take my entire following and we're gonna start this protest against ratchet television? Why do you think that there are new movements like that?
Well, because black people, we love ignorance, we love stupidity, and if the white man is presenting it through media and saying, look at this, niggers, watch this, we're not gonna protest it. You know, like I said, if the media says, hey, George Floyd got killed and you niggers should march, then niggas should do it. But because the media isn't telling black people to do it, and there's not some fucking lesbian organization telling them not to do it or to do it, they're not going to do it. So no, there's not going to be anything. There's not going to be any fucking movement that takes place on the behalf of black people as a grassroots or just, you know, they're not going to start it themselves. That's what I mean. Yeah.
So do you feel that, like, when you hear like the whole gender war type situation,
yeah, okay,
do you feel like at what point in time do we say, you know what, enough's enough, we're gonna start working together?
Well, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. I think that what needs to happen is that the black man needs to stop being a goddamn simp and needs to take control, period, point blank. And the perfect example of that was the Nation of Islam. When the Nation of Islam took control, there was institutions building, there were schools, there were farms. The Nation of Islam owned millions of dollars worth of fucking farming land and all that shit because the black man was in control of it and he was serious about nation building. And until black men stop saying Mother Africa and Queens and all that bullshit, that's when we will be a superior race. When the black man takes over. When the black man says, bitch, stop fucking wearing weaves, stop dressing half naked, get your shit in order, get the fucking household in order, so I can build as a fucking man. That's it's gonna need, the black man needs to take over.
You think black men need to take over with brute force or with intelligence?
With intelligence, of course. I mean, it needs to be across the diaspora as well, like blacks in Africa, blacks in the islands. It needs to be a nationalized language, a nationalized currency, something that is nationalized on a African diasporic grand scale.
Who do you think is strong enough within the United States of America right now to start a movement to talk about peace, to talk about the urban communities bettering themselves? Who you think has enough pull to get us right side up in the urban communities?
You and I, the black man, any black man. I think that can be done by any black man. I mean, I think it's the power is within all black men. I don't think it's just one pivotal person. I just really believe that, again, our problem comes from the fact that we acquiesce our fucking manhood to women, and no other race does that shit. I think that's the biggest problem, and that's why I spread that red pill shit. It's not to bash women. It's basically to say that the condition of the black man is the result of the fucking putting women on fucking pedestals. Worshiping women. No, you need to worship community development. You need to worship building a goddamn nation. Fuck that shit. Like, pursuing. You ever notice like niggas always talk about women? No, pursue fucking nation building. Yeah, that's it, man. That's what I really believe.
Do you think the downfall of black men are women?
The downfall of black men is not just women, but it's simping for it's not realizing our true. It's not activating our masculinity, our divine inherent masculinity. I think that's the problem with the black man. The black man is told to be humble, told to walk with his head down, told to think a certain way. You ever notice, like, even think about this, man. And I don't know, you said you're 41. Think about this in your life. You ever been somewhere and you could be sitting at a goddamn park and somebody will walk over to you and say, hey man, what are you up to? Like it could be a woman, a black woman, or a white woman, or a white man. People are always surveilling us and shit. You know, I'm telling you, man, until we say, hey man, why the fuck are you in my business? Until we start being men, nobody's gonna respect us.
Let me ask you something. You made a statement. You said men are told to walk with their head down. Why do you say that?
Because by nature, and every race of people on the planet knows this, the black man by nature is a superior in terms of just nature itself. The black man is superior just by nature. We tend to be the bigger specimen. We tend to be the most athletic. We tend to have a certain holistic. We tend to have a soul or a spirit about ourselves that other men just don't have. Like on some real shit. Like a lot of white men don't really have personalities to me for some reason. Like they have to be rich. They have to have money, because if they didn't, they would just be bland as fuck. Whereas black men, you could be a bum on the street. He's funny. He's some sort. It's just weird. Like black people have some sort of inherent nature for personality traits, whereas other groups of people really don't have that. Like Asian people to me are very robotic.
You saying black people have charisma?
Black people have a lot. It's by nature. Black people have charisma by nature.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, ever been around a whole bunch of Asians? They're just robotic. Like they don't have any. It's like they don't. It's like something's off with them. Or it's same thing with Arabs to me. It's like it's just they're weird to me.
I think what's embedded to me, it's all about your society, man, and your upbringing.
I believe that too.
The things that have been focal points in your childhood, all those things count. You ever have someone say, "Okay, I'm gonna send my child to a private school," and they send them to a private school versus a public school. They get a good education, but they're not fundamentally sound when it comes to just dealing with certain types of stress, or they kind of like, some of them kind of weak. They're not used to dealing with anybody that has an aggressive tone or attitude or whatever, because they haven't been diversified enough. They haven't had enough variety in their life because everything has been structured to a certain extent.
Of course.
What is your thought process on institutional like learning facilities? Like, what is your thought process on sending your kid to regular public school versus
I think
a private school?
I think institutional learning, both in the public schools or the private schools, is great. I think that the curriculum needs to change. I think that schools should focus on the current paradigm. The current paradigm is the
Mm-hmm.
STEMs, right? So there should be no more history classes, no more social studies classes, shit like that. It should really primarily focus on like the hard sciences, both at the public level and the private level. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just that schools need to focus on what's going to make a successful human being at a post graduation.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that after middle school, by the time you hit high school, ninth grade, I think that you should be learning how to become an entrepreneur. Like, that should be fine.
An entrepreneur, I can see that too.
What do you know what I'm saying? Pretty much just exposing you to all types of different types of jobs and ventures and trade stocks and all types of stuff, and saying, okay, what do you feel that you want to be a part of, and then based on I mean, we can keep generalizing it in high school as well, but it's now you actually owning a company. It's now you actually having employees. It's you know what I'm saying, doing a trade not only in the States but worldwide. So I think that to have bigger exposure, you definitely need a better budget for some, because in the inner cities it's a different education that you get in the inner cities than you get in the suburbs.
Oh, I definitely agree.
Yeah,
definitely agree.
Do you believe in interracial dating?
I do. I definitely do. I believe in interracial dating. I believe like some of my best experiences have been with white women. Yeah.
When you say best experiences, what do you mean? What are your experiences?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying all white girls are like this, but the few white girls I've been around, they're very feminine. They were feminine, like, yeah, they were just real fucking feminine. It's, they were like sensual almost. They weren't hardened. I'm not saying all white girls are feminine and all black girls are like, but I feel like, because of society, black women are more programmed to be hard, like almost like a nigga, and I don't like that shit.
So what kills a lot of people, taking, you say, based on my experience, the people that I've dated or been around or whatever case be, because people will probably counter that and say, well, are you well versed when it comes to moving around and dating people, or do you only date people in your particular city or whatever? So my next question would be, have you dated outside your city?
Yeah, I have actually, only one time.
One time.
Yeah.
And she was white, black, or what?
She was black.
Okay. And you felt like she was hard?
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but the majority of black females I've been around, they have like a hardened personality. Like it's like attitudes. To a degree, I think like a lot of black women want to be black men for some reason, and I think that's one of the downfalls of our people. Like, they want to be hard. And
you said a lot of black women want to be black men.
Yeah, they do. In terms of like,
you still drunk? Are you still drinking?
No, I'm good. I'm cool.
Sure? Okay,
yeah, I wasn't drinking
this shit.
No, I'm good. Trust me, I talk like this all the time. No, a lot of black women want to be black men. Like, they think about this. I've never seen it before, but I'm pretty sure it's happened. I've been out in public, and you could almost see it on a daily basis. A black woman is in some black man's face, arguing this and that. I've never seen a white woman do that. I've never seen an Asian woman do that. And my thing is that it's like black women tend to forget that, nigga, I don't give a fuck how loud you are. You're still a woman. All it takes is one punch and you'll be in a goddamn hospital. But they want to be men, and they don't want that feminine shit. Listen, I was fucking with this one girl one time. She said she didn't like me hitting it from the back because she felt like a female. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She didn't feel. She said that. Okay, it was really weird. She said she didn't like me hitting it from the back because it makes her feel too feminine. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? And I didn't talk to her afterwards after that, if that makes any sense to you.
Yeah, definitely. I understand what you're saying. I was actually reading some of your comments or whatever case may be. Money Boy Trey says, black women say suck my dick all the time. Jay Boogie had an interesting comment. It says, if everyone were entrepreneurs, the society would not work. You need a workforce. Definitely.
Jay Boogie-
Everybody doesn't have the mental capacity to handle ownership or to handle the creating process of creating a narrative to have work. So again, you will have workforce. Everybody won't be able to create or to be that boss. But to be exposed to it, that is the narrative. Everyone's exposed to that level of experience to say, hey, listen, this is how you do it. Now, what you do with it is on you, but to be exposed to it, and I think that changes the narrative a little bit versus you don't know anything about credit.
Have you ever are you a science fiction guy?
Yeah, I like science fiction. Yeah, I'm into that.
Are you familiar with Star Trek?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you familiar with the Ferengi?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so I think that, again, even though it's science fiction, it's not based in reality, they give you a lot of situations that could be. The Ferengi were people where everybody was pretty much an entrepreneur. Everybody just did commerce with each other. You know, like, for example, like what I'm doing right now, I'm just talking, right? There are people who give me money every damn day because they're at work and they tell me that, nigga, time goes by when Lebuto's talking. Because to them, I'm doing a service. So everything that you do as a human being could be considered a service. Like, how many times have you as a man helped somebody for free? And I feel like those are the times where you should be like, hey, no, I'm charging you. And I feel like everybody has the potential to charge. We just don't do that shit. Because the black man, again, has been conditioned to be cannon fodder or be some sort of laborer for free for people. Like, think about this. How many times have you been out and a girl gets into a situation and some random nigga comes to her aid? Nigga, she didn't pay you to be her goddamn security guard. But just think about these things, man. Like, at any given time, you can be an entrepreneur. You can be of service to somebody. That's what I'm saying about the whole thing about capitalism. So yeah, I like Jay Boogie. Yeah, everybody can be an entrepreneur at any given time. It's just that you don't view yourself like that because you've been conditioned to work a 9 to 5. But nigga, I know there's times in your life that you gave people free rides. The white man made Uber. I thought about Uber in fucking college. I'm like, God damn, I know there has to be some way I can make money from these drunk motherfuckers coming from the bar. And so what I'm saying is that the white man, the Asian, they figure shit out. They're like, okay, well, how can I make people's lives better? Think about how many times you've done, like, people in the chat, think about how many times you've done something for free for somebody. And you probably will sit back and think like, damn, I've done things 1,000 times. And yeah, truth be told, you have. Think about how many times you helped somebody out on like a paper or something in college or whatever the fuck. You did something for free. You could have been like, no, I'm about to help you out. You got to give me some Skrilla for that. But again, the black man doesn't view himself in that limelight because we've been conditioned to be 9 to 5ers. If this makes any sense to you.
I think, yeah, it does make sense. I think that it's like you said, there is a certain level of conditioning. Also, it's a certain level of exposure. You know, some people don't have that thought process, and everyone, just like you said, can't be entrepreneurs. Someone has to be a part of the workforce. Everyone can't charge for good deeds. Everyone can't charge for good
should,
life.
though.
But see, here's the thing.
You should.
You know, just like if we're saying there has to be a head, you know, everyone's not taught how to be a head. It's a lot of bodies, but no head. Someone has to be the person that says, I'm going to push you for free. I'm going to motivate you for free. It has to be. And that's where those grandparents come in. That's where parents come in, big brothers, big sisters, or whatever. Once you have that support system, it will de-escalate a lot of stuff.
Mark, let me tell you something.
De-escalate poor communication, de-escalate goddamn probably divorce rates, because you learn how to communicate. You learn that support systems don't just come from social media. It comes from family, and it builds your bond stronger in your communities because people actually care versus worrying about themselves.
Mario, let me tell you something, man.
Yeah.
Doing good deeds for free is one of the reasons why the black community looks like utter shit. Because we don't have the mindset of capitalism at all given times. We're always doing shit for free. My thing is that if you look at the most prosperous countries, the most wealthiest countries, everything is commerce. You can't go to goddamn Monaco and expect somebody to do something for you just because. No, it's commerce. And if you look at Monaco looks like a goddamn scene from a beautiful fucking dream you had. What I'm saying, slave, and I think a lot of it has to do with history. And so what I'm saying is that yes, there's good things in being nice. There's good things in doing nice shit. But a lot of times, man, doing nice shit will hold you back by years, if not decades. Listen, when I was younger, I used to always give rides to people for fucking free. Or somebody would give me $2 or $3 to put on the gas tank. I was always waiting on somebody to do some sort of errand. When I lost my goddamn car for a year or two, didn't no fucking body help me. So mind you, now that set me back so many. So that 1 year of me not having a car, 2 years of me not having a car, set me back a long fucking time. So what I'm saying is like, goddamn, what if I would have charged every fucking body I helped out $10, $20 to drive them places? Think about how much money I would have had if I would have saved it. So my thing is, doing good deeds really set the black man back. The black man should be charging. The only person the black man should charge is his mother. Everybody else is fair game. Your sister, your grandmother, your aunts, fuck them. Because in the reverse, if your black ass ended up homeless, your goddamn aunt wouldn't do shit for you. Your goddamn sister would laugh at you behind your back or laugh at you to your face and say, "Well, get over it, nigga. You got to figure it out." So what I'm saying is that I really believe, and mind you, these are just my experiences.
Right.
But listen, you caught me at a different point in my life. You caught me at a hardened 35-year-old. See, when I was 22, man, I was a bright-eyed kid. I thought the world was just unicorns and butterflies. But when I learned and realized that the world doesn't give a fuck about you, that's when I said, damn, I get it now. Nobody cares about me. Nobody gives a fuck, so it's all up to me now. So that's why I say, like, listen, I'm going to tell you something that's really fucked up. A few weeks ago, I'm in downtown Cleveland. There's a huge homeless population downtown Cleveland. I'm walking down Euclid, and this dude in a wheelchair. Now, mind you, he can still use his legs because I'm seeing him, like, move his legs to move the wheelchair. He said, "Where's the CVS at?" I'm like, "It's right up the block." You know what the motherfucker asked me? He said, "Hey, can you push me up to the CVS?" Now, mind you, it'd have been like it was like literally up the block. I said, "Absolutely not," and kept walking. Because you know why I did that? What if the motherfucker would have set me up? What if somebody was looking after him and they had some beef with him, and now I'm associated with this motherfucker who I don't even fucking know? A lot of times black men get caught up in situations that they were innocent in. Fuck that. You're gonna fucking pay me to push your fucking ass. Because if anything happens to me, at least you paid me. Fuck that shit.
I believe that you have a high level of concern when it comes to certain things, and your passion definitely can't be denied. And I appreciate you sharing that with me, sharing it with us. My thought process, and I think that as you said, you're 30 something.
Hey, Money Boy Trey is funny as fuck. Okay, go ahead, sir.
He said his mom just okay. I have a high level of optimism for people, and I believe that what I'm saying, I never judge a group of people based on one individual, and I give you an opportunity to show me your character and show me your work, and I value what people have to say, because listening has listening has made me successful to a certain degree. So I say all that to say that I hope that I'm glad the people that have given me advice and that have been pillars of my life, they didn't charge me for it. They did it for free, and they saw something in me, potential in me, to say, what, I'm doing this because I care about your success. So I'm glad that they didn't have that capitalist mentality. I'm glad that they took the time to out of their busy schedules to invest in me. So I'm hoping that as you continue on, your journey in life, and you meet people that continue to invest in you for free. You know what I'm saying? So that was my little tidbit.
Agreed. I feel you.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, man, it's not gonna happen with me, man. Like, I'm a capitalist. I believe in self-preservation. And unfortunately, man, I know that the world doesn't give a fuck about the black man. So therefore, I must preserve myself at all costs. So I'm going to charge you at every fucking moment that I can. Like, if I see a female on the freeway and her car is stopped, hey, bitch, I got to get some Skrilla for helping you out. I'm not fucking helping you out. I'm not doing it.
This dude is raw. You
No, it's
wrong,
just
bro.
the truth because I'm telling you, man. People use the black man up, and when the black man is old and decrepit, nobody gives a fuck about him. I see it all the time, especially in Cleveland. I see it all the time in Akron. I see it all the time wherever I'm living at. These old black men who are decrepit, life hit them. Nobody gives a fuck about them.
No doubt.
And the thing is that it's the raw and red pill truth. Don't nobody give a fuck. And Mike 777 can sit up here and pretend all day long, but he knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Go ahead, Mike.
Sir, sorry I had to leave you guys. I had to serve my community. For those that know what I'm talking about, sometimes you got to serve your community late at night.
Yeah, you were
When the
smoking
phone
weed.
rings.
Yeah, you were smoking weed. Go ahead.
Listen, sir, when the money's calling, you got to pick it up. I'm just gonna
Say,
leave it at that.
No
say,
doubt.
say, say, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious real quick. Let me see how high you are. Say it real quick.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's high as
Oh
shit. He's
yeah.
in the. Go ahead, sir.
Listen. I'm in the car. I'm not high. Anyways,
You're looking at
I
Lake
had to
Erie,
handle.
aren't you?
Sir, I had to handle some business. All right. That's all I'm gonna say. I did
Go
not
ahead, sir.
smoke marijuana, sir. This is a drug-free show. Everybody in the chat, I just want to say thank you for being here. Mario, thank you for
Thank you.
camming up. I hope that you cam up more often. It
No
was
doubt.
a wonderful addition to the show. Finally, somebody with decency and class instead of talking to fucking Lebuto's evil demonic ass all day long. Sir Mario, if you haven't subscribed to one of the most wonderful talents on YouTube, her name is Nala Kasha. I like
No.
to say it like Trump. Nala Kasha. NALAKASHA. Nala Kasha. She's in the chat right now. She has a great channel. She's a wonderful supporter, and just her mind is just a beautiful work of art. So she is engaged, unfortunately, but you could still shoot your shot, sir. I shoot it every day.
Let's get this nigga the fuck out of here. All right, any more questions, man?
Hey, listen, bro. I don't want to hold you up any longer.
No,
If
you
you
good,
get,
man. Like,
if
no,
you,
let's hey, man. If you want to ask me some more, man, just please, man. Let's
um,
go.
I really appreciate you taking the time to just
Yeah,
entertain me and allow me on your platform. I know for a lot of people, like I said, they it depends on how many subs you got, if they'll talk to you or whatever. And I'm really glad that you were able to let me on your platform, because to me, I think that the most important conversations come when it's not about how many subs you got, but how real your character is. So I hope
absolutely.
everybody got a chance to see a different side of you tonight. Based on the things that I've seen, I just felt like it was more to you than meets the eye. And I hope that people got an opportunity to see a little bit more, a little bit of me. And if they feel they like something, please come holler at me, subscribe. I'm not charging no money yet, Lebuto. So I
What's your
appreciate
channel,
it.
Mario? What's your channel so I can subscribe after the show?
It's Mario J or Tough Love. I believe somebody dropped it in the link or whatever, but I'll go back and drop it in there as well.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hey man,
mean, you know, Mario, you're definitely a part of the family. Your first name's Mario. That's Italian. So hey, you're good with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anytime.
hey, I appreciate it, man. Hey, I'm about to get out of here, give me something to eat, but I'll
Have a good
definitely.
one, bro.
And with your permission, I would love to repost it on my or restream it on my channel.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. Hey, bro, I'm gonna need you to change the title, man, or something, because that I don't even know who the fuck Cloud Diva and Lady
Oh
Snoop is.
shit. Oh shit.
You want me
Like,
to change the title?
no, I would think that this, to me, this is like
I didn't
red
know.
pill.
Yeah,
I mean, you really went in deep tonight, and I think that you deserve a better title than
yeah. I probably have to change. Well, I can't
That's a
change the
good point.
overlay. I can't change the overlay in the. Hold on for a second. I can't change the overlay in the screen, but I can change the title when I re-edit it.
I got you. I just feel like you really gave a great. I believe it was an interview, and I just was asking those questions that I wanted to know, and I hope that your subscribers can respect. So I'm gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys subscribe. And until next time, y'all be safe and adult up, man.
Peace, man. Have a good one.
Cool.
Great interview. Yep.
All right, be blessed. Bye bye.
Yeah, peace.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. Shoot program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this piece. You'll never see the light of who the fuck you think you fucking with. I'm the police. I run shit here. You just live here. Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on, walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Hold up. Hold up. I don't think y'all can hear me. Hey, listen, I muted myself out so that way I wouldn't overtalk the actual video. But again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank everybody for sharing. Shout out to the House of Spades, Delicate Jewel. Big shout out to Jay, who's definitely been in the chat room holding it down. I hope that you guys are getting ready for phenomenal holidays that's coming up, that your New Year's resolutions, you don't have to wait till New Year's to start, you know what I'm saying, thinking positive and doing a positive thing. Anybody that want to have an interview or reach out to me and have that tough love conversation, feel free to reach out to me. It don't matter how many subscribers you got. It don't matter none of that or whatever the case should be. But let's have a positive conversation and let's promote solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, y'all adult up. And I'm going to do my thing again. Matter of fact, I'm going to do the other one. I'm going to do the other one for y'all. Deuces.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what'll I make you? Good?